Welcome to the Braylon Edwards Show with Shep.
Touchdown, Braylon Edwards.
Braylon Edwards, touchdown, Michigan. Running pattern to Edwards, touchdown, Michigan.
Where we bring you the best in sports, entertainment, and insight. Join us every weekday from 2 to 4 p.m. as we break down the latest games, analyze the biggest plays, and dive into the hottest topics in sports. We'll have exclusive interviews with your favorite athletes and guests, and you'll get a front row seat to all the action. So tune in to the Braylon Edwards Show with Shep.
Got one-on-one going end zone. Edwards in the air. Oh, what a catch by Braylon Edwards. His second touchdown of the game.
On the Woodward Sports Network, where sports comes to life.
Let's go.
Welcome everybody into the Braylon Edwards Show with Shep on this beautiful hump day, if you will, in the cold state of Michigan. Man, Shepard, how you feeling over there?
Shout out to KG.
KG? Go ahead and talk about it, man. KG,
We had
stayed
some
in the
technical
studio.
difficulties.
Yeah.
We would not have been able to get the two-shot that shows Braylon and yours truly together. KG stuck around for an extra plus and got it going.
Whole
love
extra
that
hour.
man. Yep, he and
100%.
Cam worked side by side,
did.
hand in hand, and got it working. So, Cam, thank you.
One of the
KG, way to go,
sports
baby.
You
Shout
know,
out KG.
That's what we always say is this is a team operation going on here with Sports, man. Everybody helps the next show if you can. And so we appreciate KG, who used to be on this show once upon a time back in the day. Kool-Aid, what's going on, man? How you feeling over there?
What up, though, man? I'm feeling good. You know, I wore my good clothes today. Shout out to the Cade Crusader.
What? Your good clothes? Have you worn bad clothes
He's
before?
got the. It's funny when you said K Crusader. All I heard was kind of Crusader. I'm like, how did, I went to King, and King is
That's right.
King
Oh,
Crusader.
King
so
Crusader.
That's right.
Shout out to King right there on Lafayette, in
Yeah,
between
I
Lafayette
like
and
that.
Jefferson. A little something.
But you went to more than King. Which one do you say you went to? Which one is your hub?
It's funny because the people from Gallagher get pissed when I say King.
I know.
Because they're like, but you went to Michigan from Gallagher.
Yeah.
I'm like, but I'm having a conversation about where I started. Like I said, I went to school for 3 years, and then I followed by one. I give both of them. I always say both.
Okay.
Like I don't say one and not the other. He said the Crusaders, so I brought up King Crusaders. And it's funny, Gallagher's the Lancers. So I went to the same mascot, Lancers and Crusaders. They're both Knights.
Yeah, my cousin went to Gallagher before you, played football, and always used to tell me, yeah, Braylon Edwards went to my school. That was a big braggadocious point on his part.
I identify. I had to use that. It's always funny to me. I identify as a Lancer, though, and the reason why is because when I was at King, come on, man, you have to have fun.
Listen.
You have to have
I was
fun in
keeping it together
2026.
until I looked at Kool-Aid. It's not my fault.
You got to have fun in 2026. I identify as a Lancer, and that's because I did go to Michigan from Bishop Gallagher. Like when I was at King, James Reynolds and the boys, like if you weren't playing defense or you weren't a running back, like you're not going to a D1 powerhouse. And shout out to Ron Johnson, but yeah, it's PSL back then. You know what it was.
Oh,
You remember
yeah.
coaching. Like they didn't know how to really.
Absolutely. I love those
It was
guys,
there was maybe one or two schools that really had a handle on the passing game. Outside of that, man, they could run the ball on
That was
third and
before
10,
Cass Tech
third and
was really
15.
good, by the
That's
way.
why I said one or two schools.
Yeah. Speaking of that,
But here we go.
the NIL in high school. How do we feel about that?
I'm pissed. And I'm pissed because it was fun to talk about, oh, you went to college in the wrong time. I was like, no big deal, man. We got those guys paid. You pay it for it.
Completely
Is
wrong
what it is.
time.
Dang, now the high school kids get paid too?
Completely wrong time.
Come on, man. I'm broke. What's up? MHS Double A pulling money in my pocket.
How much would Kool-Aid make after scoring 53? He pumped
63.
53.
Hey, look.
No,
at least-
53. Remember,
Oh, right.
63 was the lie.
Hey, he tried it.
I bought. You didn't.
Nah.
But that was two.
Something about Kool-Aid
two truths
throwing
and a lie.
63 was like.
In case people will forget, it was two
Is this
truths
in
and a
Gay
lie on
Live?
Monday. All right, we give two
Yeah.
truths and a lie. Kool-Aid's lie was he scored 63. He said really it was 53. How much would he have gotten? Huh?
For 53 points, man. I don't know. You could have got the bag, as they say. Look, I like
Hey,
it.
at least enough for some buddies.
And hey, shout out to buddies who was in the building, ish, if you will. First thoughts is it's good. It's always good to see individuals get an opportunity to make some coin. You understand that people don't come from necessarily the best background. So if you get a chance to put some money in your pocket, your parents' pocket a little bit early, make that experience better. I like that. I like the fact that you're teaching younger kids financial literacy. Like I've always been a fan of teaching kids financial literacy. I believe that too much is waited for back in the day. It's like, well, I'll just go through high school. I go through college, and then when I get 22, I'm gonna figure out what this world is related to taxes and monies and savings.
Amen. Yeah.
Like,
It should be a prerequisite in high school and college.
100%. With the NIL in the college level, it changed that dynamic and made it a little easier. And you start to see these 18 to 22-year-olds care a lot more. Now you're teaching the 14, 15, 16-year-olds. So I think you'll have a much smarter financial generation coming out of that. I also like the equality side as it relates to men and women. I don't think enough families invest in women's sports, like girls' sports. I think they spend so much time in their sons, and the sons have this, and the sons have baseball, the sons have hockey, the sons have football, the sons have basketball. Not a lot are investing in the women, not a lot are investing in the girls. So now when you get them paying high schoolers, it's a lot of high school women's sports, man, where they're kicking some you-know-what around this country. So I think that bodes well. The only thing, and me and my dad talked about this part, is parents, same thing. Same thing. The good side is putting some money in, Deontay's pocket so he can make sure he and his parents are good. Putting some money in little Timmy's pocket so he can make sure he and his parents are good. Now you're going to get parents pushing their kids even harder at younger ages. Now 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I'm pushing my kids because I understand that there's some money in there for me. There's some money when he turns 14 and when she turns 15 and 16. So parents are already going crazy as it relates to living through their kids, and you hear the refs and everybody else talk about it. Now you're adding NIL space. What does that look like?
You're 100% right. Look, I don't know how far this goes, okay? I'm not sure it's going to be as big a problem as people think it's going to be.
Yeah.
Here's a couple of concerns that I have. First of all, you mentioned the teaching of financial stability or responsibility. Yeah. I don't know where that comes from parents. Just because a kid starts making money in high school, I don't think that teaches him anything. He could go out and spend it on whatever he wants. Responsible parents like Stanley Edwards would do that. Kool-Aid would do that. You would do that. I would do that. But I don't think there's a lot of parents. How are they going to be able to do that? They're going to say, listen, that's my money. The kid's going to say it's my money. He's going to spend it however the hell he wants. I don't think that teaches him financial responsibility at all unless the parents are involved. So that's the one thing I would say to that. The other thing that would worry me a little bit, and I've said this ad nauseum forever, I think there should be two separate championships. I think there should be the private school championships and the public school championships. And I think this strengthens the private schools, like they're getting it already. My question would be, and I know the schools can't have anything to do with this, okay? So if it's Bishop Gallagher and they got Braylon Edwards can go and, make an appearance at a place wherever it may be, as long as that's not associated with the school. If a parent owns a dealership and Braylon goes to speak at the dealership, then that's a no-no because the school is somehow tied to it. But if you're going to be able to make some NIL, I suppose it's fine. I worry where it stops, where it ends, where we begin. I mean, who's to say this isn't going to start when these kids are even younger than that? And then we start weeding out kids who are supposed to be in it for fun, and you don't get that.
I think it will start before it's earlier than that. I remember talking to Chris Perry, former running back, University of Michigan. Finished fourth in the Heisman Trophy in 2003.
Good player.
He's working with Lloyds of London as it relates to providing Lloyds of London for 12, 13-year-olds. Last time I checked, they're not in high school. If they're not in high school already, unless you're talking about Martin Luther King, shout out. 12, 13-year-old kids are getting insurance policies. So he told me that this day was going to come. I worry about the parents pushing the kids, but just also, too, with this space, look how chaotic the college football landscape got when you introduced the NIL. It got chaotic. You didn't know what was what. You didn't know what rules worked, this, that, and the third. Now it's kind of calmed down a little bit. There is some type of structure. Transfer portal is a whole nother thing that adds to that. But I think in the beginning it'll be a little chaotic. Yeah, but after a while, I think it will settle down. You said it's up to parents to teach financial literacy. Mm-hmm. There's a part of that, but parents aren't at home teaching economics to their kids. Parents aren't at home working the government classes. Parents aren't at home teaching social studies to their kids, where a lot of these things that you have to deal with. And if you don't go to the right school, if you don't have the right parenting at home, not every kid is fortunate to have two parents.
A lot more parents are starting to do that, to be honest with you, after what's recently happened. But I would say that's a little different than financial responsibility. At least those classes are available. At least last time I checked at school, the financial aspect is not available. You just mentioned it. It's not available at high school. It's not even available a lot of times unless you pay for it at the collegiate level.
But that's why I'm saying I'm glad that it's happening now, because with all these kids that are going to get paid, with all these high schoolers, there will be a lot that are dipping into the NIL. There will be a lot.
And it'll force parents, you're saying?
No, it's going to force the schools to teach it. Because the schools will benefit as well. Like, if I have 100, if I got like 100 athletes in my school that are making this type of coin, making this type of money, School's going to get some of that some way, some fashion, some form. You want to make sure that your kids, your students are the best reflection. Alumni is a real thing, and I think this will make them put it in the schools.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how schools are going to profit from this. It's name, image, likeness for Braylon Edwards, not for Bishop Gallagher. So I don't know how are the schools making money off this.
Because if the school because you go where people have success from. You go for where the money is. And if you have an institution, let's just throw one out there. Let's say Birmingham Seaham, only because it's around the corner. If you got 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 12, and you get to a point where you're benefiting, you're seeing the results, and stars are coming in, and they're getting paid, and you get their NIL collective on the right part, like your school is going to become featured. Your school is going to
So in an indirect way, you're saying they benefit.
Indirectly or directly, it's the same thing. Why do people go to Michigan? Why do people go to Alabama? Why do people go to Texas? Because their football team. Because their basketball team, if you're talking about UNC and Duke. So I think that will benefit. Because now I'll choose my high school. You know what? I was going to go to Cranbrook because my parents have all this money and because it's this, that, and the third as it relates to education. But maybe I'll go here because their football team is doing this, their basketball team is this, and it looks a little certain. You got cars in the parking lot. It's about to get fun.
Yeah, I think, but with a lot of the private schools, I've seen that happen anyway. I mean, there's a lot of people who are going to certain private schools because of that football reputation in the first place. That's
true,
all.
But private schools can pay for your education. Now with NIL, you can pay for the education, you can pay for the car, you can pay for the clothes, you can pay for the drip, you can pay for the social media that you've created, the branding. Like it looks a little bit different.
It is interesting how there seems to be maybe not quite a universal push, but some momentum behind trying to keep young kids away from social media to a certain age because of how toxic it can be, how negative it can be. And this, I think, only enhances your desire to be part of social media.
Yeah, this is parent. Now that's where parents come in. You talk about parents teach financial literacy. That's where parents have to withhold their kids and help them build that brand. Like my son's mother, she basically started his own IG page, kind of building him up. He's not running it. He's not touching it. He's not doing it. She's building up. She's posting some of his videos from sports, posting some of his things. She'll work and build that up, and as he goes, she'll allow him a little bit more access. We will allow him a little bit more access to it until eventually we trust him fully to make those decisions. One of the other good things that I think this does, though, and this is the big one. This is the big one. Michigan has a lot of talent as it relates to all the sports. But what happens with a lot of their talent because of the weather? Bingo. And I think now that you're paying athletes here in Michigan, you'll be able to keep some of these kids here.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you, actually. And my follow-up was going to be how much of this, because I think a lot of other states are already doing this.
Yeah.
I don't want to say Michigan's last, but they've waited for everybody else to see how deep the water is before they jumped in. So with that...
It sounds about Michigan.
Yeah. I mean, do you think that has to do with the fact that, now Michigan is almost, the state of Michigan is what I'm referring to.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, is almost forced to do this because you have so many other states already on board with it?
I don't think you're forced to do anything. Like I think it's a decision that they made. They took a look, like you said. They said, you know what? I think we can swim in this water. I don't think it's as deep as we think. Let's go ahead and jump in. Let's swim and make this thing happen. I think it'll be beneficial to the kids and to the people in our state, to the families and to the schools. So I think we were behind, like Michigan typically is in a lot of things. But I think it was, all right, cool, let's jump in. It wasn't like we have to. It was like, nah, we just jump in.
Kool-Aid, you got young kids.
Yeah.
How do you feel about this as they eventually get ready for high school age?
Yeah, it's interesting, man. When I look at it, I wonder in some circles if this will protect people like Baby Gronk, because that's a sad situation. And when you started at this high school age in the era where you feel like their likeness is, I don't know how much has happened at the high school age, but when you're looking at the way the colleges are recruiting them and probably throwing money at them early, especially in the age of NIL, I hope that this allows them to focus on life as is happening around them rather than looking too far ahead. And I'm hoping that if there are any mistakes that could happen when they get to that college level, like right now, Baby Gronk's pops, he's pushing all to try and get his son to that college level because there's supposed to be some bag there. If you can see right now as a kid what's going on around you, if you get that second life in college, you still have everything ahead of you. So I'm hoping that this allows them to have some type of balance and some type of experience before they get to college where it's at that point in time, it's a little bit more you got to do, or you're gonna get left behind.
Yeah, no, 100%. Just thinking about this a little bit further as it relates to the NIL, as it relates to high school kids, and relates to the younger, getting them involved. It's going to lead to a lot of burnouts. One of the big things for me when I was growing up was burning out. I did track, I did baseball, I did basketball, I played football. My dad legitimately, after I was 12, that summer when I was 13, you're not going to do anything. I need you to be a kid. 15, you know what? You'll run a little bit here. I need you to be a kid. Like, there were moments where my dad legitimately set me down from sports because he wanted me to get that kid experience, because he wanted me to have some fun and not grow up so fast.
Yeah, go out in the play.
100%. Now that you're allowing kids to make money at 14 years old, how long before it becomes 12 years old? So now you're legitimate. I'm telling you, that's why I said forcing kids, pushing kids in that direction. Yeah. Now kids, the athletic side of it, if you will, it's going to be a serious situation from the time these kids are 8. Like, if you don't burn out, you'll never have fun in life.
I hope there
8,
is
9, 10, 11, 12. I played sports at 8. I can only imagine playing straight through.
Yeah.
Well, I played at 6, but I can only imagine playing straight through from 6 till I retired at 32.
Yeah.
I would just be mean, overworked.
And
no
I wouldn't
fun,
blame you.
No
My hope is
no wife.
I hope the MHSAA does some type of symposium that is available, not mandatory, to parents to educate them on this, because this is we are the 46th state to do this. And just so people are aware, it requires athletes to report all agreements. It prohibits deals with schools or boosters. Okay,
that feels like
I know.
time.
That feels
only
like
a
me.
matter of time.
That feels like me. I'm just covering my ass. Is what that is. That's all it is.
I'm the head booster.
And that exactly. That's why I don't like it. Is because people are going to skirt just like they did in college. But you bring up the burnout thing, and look, your dad's a good man. I've known your dad for a long time. Love him to death. He's a good person, not just a really good football player and dad, but he's a good person. There's not every kid gets that opportunity. He's telling you to go out and play and have fun with your friends.
Yeah.
Good for him. What about the dad who didn't accomplish what your father did and is trying to find an outlet for his kid, and his kid wants to go out and play and just be with his buddies, Kool-Aid sons, and that dad says, you're getting all this money and you're up there playing kick the can when you should be practicing your pitching or your shooting or your passing, whatever. Okay, and
that's what I'm referring to.
I know you are.
Yeah,
my oldest son, and my oldest son played football, baseball, and hockey from the time he was 6 years old till the time he went through high school. All right, that's a long time. That's every single day, basically, and every month and every year. And I knew a kid who was sitting in the back seat one day, and he said to my son, hey, do you ever get – no, my son said to him, do you ever get tired of it? Because this kid was doing the same thing. And the kid goes, I'm already tired of it. And this kid was a freshman in high school. And he was playing travel baseball, travel hockey, and football. And I heard that, and I remember thinking, did I do the right thing here?
Yeah.
Was I a good enough father to my son, because I don't want him feeling that way, right? I already worry about kids today with some of the parents and their goo-goo eyes wanting to be the next Braylon Edwards. What if this just makes it even worse?
Yeah, no, it is a flip of the coin, because on the other side of that coin, like, I definitely remember all those days, all those nights on the track, on the football field, doing suicides, doing 6 inches. Why was 6 inches so hard when we were a kid? Basketball drill, anyway. Like, I remember doing all that. You mean to tell me I get paid for that? You mean to tell me I don't have to ask my mom for a PlayStation for Christmas? I can buy my own damn PlayStation?
Yeah.
I don't have to wait for them to put some money in my allowance so I can go out and buy these Jordan 10s that just came out. That's the other side of it. That is fun. So I just hope that the parents do right. And to the symposium side of things, that's where it's going to be key. It's going to be key for them to get all the parents together, corral them, say this is what's acceptable, this is what's not acceptable, and then actually enforce those things. They can do that. This is going to be great for the state.
And I was going to say, I'm hoping, like, again, that it just serves as a learning curve for these kids, too. All the people that are around them right now. So if something messes up in high school, most of these kids are going to have an opportunity in college and be able to make a better informed decision for themselves as they're adults, rather than you see boosters right now who are preying on these kids in college because it's the only opportunity. I don't even know if some of these guys know or believe if their guys are going to actually make it to the league. Yeah. But if there was NIL only in the college, that's the only place. I think it gives these kids a chance to see what's what early on. And honestly, I wonder if it does simplify things. Right now, you have kids playing multiple sports because you don't know which one they're going to get on. But if a kid gets an NIL
or because they
offer,
enjoy it.
Or they enjoy it.
I
No,
hope.
but I mean the way that parents sometimes I've seen push. Like, they'll push them and they'll put them on all the travel teams because they're like, you're going to be great in this. They'll send them to all the camps.
Right.
I've been around those kids, man. And it's
Me too.
It sucks sometimes to see, but they were pretty good. But I wonder if you get an NIL offer in basketball. Like when I got my college offer for basketball, they shut down baseball for me for that season. I wonder if it will simplify things for those kids.
I think you're right.
But they're doing that now. Like,
they are.
Like, they're doing that now. Kids aren't playing multiple sports. Kids aren't playing more than one sport. Like, kids are legitimately, if you play hockey, you're hockey year-round. If you're baseball year-round. There are a couple exceptions to the rule. You know what I'm saying?
Can find ways through it. You have to have an understanding coach. But you're right.
But I'm saying that's what the norm is.
Yeah.
That's what the norm is. So.
Yeah, it's really too bad it's come to that.
Yeah.
I wish kids could explore as many sports as they possibly can. Because quite honestly, I think it helps you in other sports.
It does. Because your body is going to be put in a sports position that if you haven't played other sports, you don't know how to react. Your body doesn't know how to move in that position. Like, I don't know how to explain it. It's in my head, but like legitimately.
It's like fast twitch versus slow twitch.
Cross training
versus sprinting.
Yeah, 100%.
Different muscles in body groups. Yeah.
Well, I would argue this. I used your position all the time when I was helping coach various sports. But if you're a basketball player and you're a wide receiver in football,
high point the ball, easy.
Or you're a lacrosse player, your jab steps. You always talk about that when you were getting ready to do an out. You did it yesterday. Pop, pop, pop. Quick jab steps. Boom, then out, right? Those jab steps help you in basketball. Create some space, deck it, get around a guy. That's the same thing in lacrosse, man. You're jabbing at people, you're trying to create space, or you're trying to get around them. Those three sports, or at least that position, attack in lacrosse, guard or whatever, ball handler in basketball, and a wide receiver in football, all have something similar in that regard that could help the other sport and your increased ability in that sport.
One of the best wide receivers that I've ever seen at the line of scrimmage was Jason Avant when I was at Michigan. Like, you want to talk about line of scrimmage, nobody could cover Jason at the line of scrimmage. Not that fast. I'm sorry, Jason. You know I love you. You know you're my boy. Javon, not that fast. He didn't have to be that fast because he understood the line of scrimmage, he understood releases, and he understood how to wiggle top of the route. That's exactly what you're talking about as it relates to. He's a point guard. That's legitimately crossing over. That's getting low in the booth. Shoulders right here, like we talked about, like Jackson Smith and Jibba, keeping his shoulders parallel, dribbling, boom, boom, boom. And then you're watching the wrong thing. And guess what? Jason's going this way. You thought he was going that way. So you're absolutely correct in that. He was actually good enough to play for Michigan's team when I was in school. We weren't that good, but yeah.
Oh, basketball-wise, you're saying?
Yeah, basketball, he could have played.
Kool-Aid, what were you going to say? I'm sorry about that. Go ahead.
Oh, no, you guys are definitely preaching it. I like the aspect of multiple sports, especially when kids are able to kind of pick it up themselves. Like, I haven't thrown sports on my kids, but they kind of see things and see the popularity. They get a love of it themselves, and all of a sudden you see them wanting to go out there and kick the ball around like soccer. Then they're asking me for things like, hey, can I get a hockey stick and a hockey net? So every Christmas, like the last 3 or 4 years, I've been able to get them different things.
And that's
so
when
they
you
can
say,
try
what?
it out
A hockey
themselves.
stick? What, are you kidding me?
Oh, I love hockey growing
I'm just
up.
kidding.
Yeah.
Look, the old-timer in me
love
would
it.
argue this. You want to make money. There's ways to make money. Some of us had a paper route. Some of us worked after school. Some of us
ain't
were
no
forced
paper route gonna pay me $20,000.
I'm not saying it is, and you're right.
For a week.
And there is no paper route. I don't know. Look, I don't know how much this is bringing in, and you don't either. So I don't know about 20,000. But I suppose the possibility is there. All I'm saying is the old school mental side of me, not saying it's right, would be say, you want to make some money, go cut lawns in the summer. Got plenty of buddies who did that. Go work landscaping. Go get a job and balance your schedule that way. This pays them for something that they love to do. Good for them. I wish it was around when you and I played. Not saying that I would make as much money, but it forces you to do something. I just hope they are doing what's right with it and helping their future cause.
Yeah, I feel you. At the end of the day, if you're good at something, never do it for free. And now these 14-year-olds, I don't have to go work at the Star Theater like I did. I don't have to go work at 12 Oaks or Somerset. I can do the same thing that I love to do and get paid to do it, which is the same thing you can do now in college, which is the same thing you did in the NFL.
Oh, you was at the Southfield Star?
Hey, what?
The Southfield Star?
Like, first of all, it was Club. It was Club Star. I worked there in the summer of 97, summer 98,
That was a hot spot.
summer 99.
That was a place of missions.
Yeah, those 3 summers. Hey, my mom has to tell the story because it was her kiosk.
Oh,
So I started off working at her kiosk and then worked with the Star as well as the kiosk, selling sunglasses and other things. But I spent so much time away from the booth because I was around like the Star, introducing, entertaining. If you know what I mean. I was going in the movies for like 10 minutes and then come out, check on the. Yeah, I was wild, man. But it was a fun time.
Good memories.
People used to just get dropped off at this is before you could party and kick it as kids. I think now they're inside, but you get dropped off at the Star around like
That
3
was the
on
spot,
3 on a
man.
Saturday, and your parents could pick you up like midnight.
That was the spot.
But it was a different time because it felt safe for parents. It's like, look,
Right.
shoot, I can drop these kids off there. They go see a movie and then hang around the lobby for
Yeah, I'm not worried
3, 4,
about it.
5, 6 hours. I know no harm will befall them. So
AC says Southfield was a mission
Hey.
spot for show, Kool-Aid.
1,000%. I'm 42, so yeah, Star 97.
Yo, bring it back, man.
Had some fun out there, boy.
Remember this, though.
Hey, that's why I discovered the red bone life.
Listen.
As long as the
Red bone life is something different.
as long as the
Shout out to
MHSAA and
Red
all
Bone.
these high school associations understand it, you ain't putting this genie back in the bottle.
Yeah.
It's open, and this is the way it's going to be moving forward.
Last thing I'm
Okay.
scared about, and I just want them to get this part together, is the predatory aspect of individuals trying to parade themselves as managers, attorneys, assistant to get you to the deal, the brokers, if you will.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, little Timmy or Johnny or Timmy's father, I can get you a deal with this school, with this pizza company, or this, that, and the
Trust
third.
me,
All,
yeah.
all you
Yeah.
need to do is trust me. And now you're getting
Jeez.
ran up in some BS at an early age. Like, we're at an age where you're about to run 14-year-olds up in some BS.
Does it,
Think about this. Look at the problem
There's so many
that
shady-
recently Clemson had,
Yeah.
okay, with Ole Miss. I don't know if
Oh,
people
yeah.
are familiar with it, right? Clemson had a linebacker. Ole Miss wants the linebacker. Linebacker says, I'm not going. Ole Miss says, how much is your buyout? It's $1 million. Suddenly, that kid who kept telling Dabo Swinney, whether you like him or not, kept telling him, I'm staying. Suddenly, it's a $2 million price tag. Linebacker's gone. Dabo Swinney's like, wait a minute. SEC, that's an infraction. You are meddling with my players. You can't do that. Whole big can of worms, right?
Yeah.
The problem with that is that kid, that linebacker, he didn't have an agent. You're seeing this in college all over the place. Coaches are having to deal with guys. Calipari went off on this not too long ago.
Yeah.
They're dealing with guys who go to class or have regular jobs. They don't have an agency background or an agent background and a knowledge of what it takes. And that's what you're going to fall into with this, too. It's going to be even worse.
NCAA stands for nothing. Like, they have put themselves in a position to allow this, and then no rules, no regulations, no respect, no guardrails, and this is what you get. And now,
Right.
yeah. So
Or you got guardrails like this, and
And
you wonder how many people are going to cross the line because you can't patrol all the schools in this state or any state. There's too many of them with too many kids playing.
I'm wondering if this is going to be something that brings more creepy people to the situation, or if it's just going to reveal those people who've always been there.
Oh,
now that they can operate more
I see.
on the surface level.
Good thought.
It's going to be interesting, man.
there's always going to be a way around it. There's always going to be a way to get that back to somebody. I mean, the SEC did that for years upon years upon years, and maybe that's what you'll see now. I mean, this is no stranger to the MHSAA and kids getting paid. Like, when I went to Bishop Gallagher, I don't know if I'm exposing business, they paid for my degree. Or they paid for my year and a half there. That was the salary. That was the deal I made. But now, if you're Catholic Central, where you got one donor, there's one. They have a bunch of them, but you have one that's 700 M's in. Like, does CJ Sadler now go to Cass Tech?
Right.
Is Tommy Carr going to commute from Saline
right.
to Catholic Central?
Yeah.
Because I don't care what you tell me, $700 million in high school as one. Shoot, you can do what you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's going to be the.
And who's going to tell you no?
It's already the haves and haves not. It's really going to become the haves and have not.
For sure.
At this
But
point.
that's a good point. When you're putting that much money in, school's not going, hold on a second. Hold on. We want your money, but you can't do this. You run your ticket.
We're going to figure out. We're going to figure it out.
It's a good
We're
way
going to see.
Good way to start the show. A lot of football discussion today.
Woo!
What a night it was last night, though, huh?
That's some good basketball,
Some
man.
really good sports, specifically good basketball. Not so good hockey, but good basketball. We'll talk about that on the other side here on the Braylon
Simon,
Edwards
where you
Show.
at? Simon, well, yeah, talking about Simon Evans. And look, man, Vin Johnson Law has been doing this for a very long time. He is the fighter. Gotta let him fight for you. It doesn't matter what happens, when it happens. Make him the very first call that you receive. Corporations, the government, even your insurance company will do whatever it takes to minimize their liability and withhold your compensation. Like I said, make them the first call. Don't let this happen. You need somebody in your corner that can fight for you. Let it be Vin Johnson. Contact at venfights.com.
A little bit more than 48 hours away from what? From the big watch party at Art and Jake's in East Lansing. Woodward Sports is going to be there for Michigan State. That's this Friday, January 30th at Art and Jake's in East Lansing. Wolverines heading into the Breslin Center, ranked third in the country, coming off a win over Nebraska. MSU ready to defend their floor, coming off an overtime knockout at Rutgers. Both teams had comebacks. We want you to come on back with us to Art and Jake's in East Lansing Friday for the watch party and Woodward Sports.
Planet Fitness now has even more best-in-class strength equipment. Join today for $1 down and save.
We're stepping it up.
We're not slowing down.
Finding new face, new focus.
Love that new equipment smell.
So, you in?
Join the club today. Save when you join for just $1 down, $15 a month. Planet Fitness. We're all strong on this planet.
Big injuries, big news. Twice a week, Dr. Jeff Pierce from Michigan Sports and Spine joins Woodward Sports Network for the Injury Insider Report. Big D Energy Tuesdays at noon. Braylon Edwards and Shepard Thursdays at 3:30. Get expert analysis and in-depth breakdowns on the latest sports injuries from the man trusted by top athletes in the community, like D-Mac. Whether it's the Lions, Pistons, Tigers, or Red Wings, Dr. Pierce talks us through it all. Don't miss the Injury Insider Report with Dr. Jeff Pierce, your go-to source for understanding the impact of injuries on the games and players we love. Only on Woodward Sports Network. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to MichiganSportsandSpine.com to see if Dr. Jeff Pierce can help you.
Why do we fight? We fight to protect the innocent, to hold the powerful accountable, to bring the oppressors to justice. Why do we fight? We fight to secure and preserve our civil liberties, to get each and every one of our clients the justice they deserve, and to make the lives of real people just like you whole again. venfights.com.
Like a frostbite straight from the divine. Cold rush on my skin feels so fine. Muscle freeze, the ache. No side effects, no mistake. Chill sub-zero. Icy and true. Feel the chill. It's all for you. It's not magic, just science play. Chill sub-zero.
Thank you to all the fans for making Woodward Sports your #1 online destination for Detroit sports. We promise not to drop the ball.
Come to any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men and claim your throne for a king's treatment from one of our talented stylists. Open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Just get to a Lady Jane's today and receive a precision haircut, scalp massage, hot lather neck shave, and a hot towel treatment. A haircut should not be a chore. It should be an experience. And that's exactly what Lady Jane's has to offer. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins are always welcome. There's always a location near you. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
You know how some things are so good they should be world famous, but they're not? Our house-made vinaigrette is one of those things. And the antipasta salad, we drizzle it over. Same with our hand-battered chicken tenders. Original recipe soups and pasta sauces. It's almost as if our original, world-famous Detroit-style pizza is mocking them. And that's not very nice.
And fitness where your fitness is essential with over 2,700 gyms. It's them around the country, not just here in Michigan. But since we're here in Michigan, let's talk about it. Get yourself a membership. They believe in Planet Fitness, that your fitness is essential. So you should rock with them just like I do. Also, no judgment here. Trainers on staff and gyms are super clean, especially the locker room. So Planet Fitness is the place where you should be. We're all strong on this planet, and that planet is Planet Fitness.
I was waiting for Kool-Aid to say, hey, talk about it. I want to talk about Sun Cruiser
Talk
vodka,
about it.
iced tea, and Woodward Sports. Real vodka, real iced tea, no bubbles. It's a clean, crisp sip that's not going to fill you up on game day. And just about any night can be game day. I mean, look at yesterday. So I had 4 games for us to enjoy, so only 100 calories would have been just fine. This season, let the good times cruise with Sun Cruiser and Woodward Sports. And just a reminder, please drink responsibly.
And we back.
It's a good night last night, wasn't it? Don't you think?
It's cold as hell in the studio.
It is cold. It is cold, and we both have sweatshirts on, and we're still kind of
Put
cold.
this big coat on. The problem is the only person that has a cold to the thermostat is not here, Jesse. So it's like 60 degrees in this joint.
That's not good. It's warmer than it is outside, but it's not as comfortable as
Barely.
it could be, right? I know,
Barely. And I never get cold, to be honest.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
Man, it's cold in this joint, but it was a good night last night, wasn't it?
I had a little league coach. So little league coaches, like I guess we were up in Detroit in the early '90s. It's just different terms, different phrases, different everything. I had a coach that used to say this. He said, "It's colder than a witch's breast." Let's say that.
Yeah.
But you know what the phrase
For
is?
sure. Heard it all the time.
I was like 11 years old. Like colder? How? That doesn't even make sense. So you telling me that a witch is cold? So
how do you know that, Coach?
100%. You out here messing with witches?
Coach, you be having some phrases, man.
Hey, Little League coaches. That's why, Little League when we were younger, we grew up a lot different, Shep. You always say that, I agree. Like, I was so conditioned to dealing with coaches after having 10 years, like, PAL. Yeah. Playing with these coaches in PAL. Shoot, I got to high school and then Crease.
Love those guys at PAL, by the way. Freddie Hunter, God love you, man.
It was nothing that Lloyd Carr could say to me that was going to get under my skin. It was nothing that Romeo Cornell or Rex or Pete Carroll. It was like, I heard Coach Haddon was he was SOB, as they used to say back in the day.
Yeah. We had a great time one time. We were playing a tournament game, baseball. I wasn't coaching, but my son was a catcher, and it was an all-white team, our all-white team, against an all-black team.
Okay.
And those kids wanted to run. And my son threw out 7 of 9 guys. And after the game, this big black coach comes up. He goes, "Hey, boy, where'd I catch you at? Where'd I catch you at?" And my son's like, "Right here, sir." And he goes, hey, boy, let me tell you something. You got a hose." He goes, "You got a hose. Nobody threw my boys out like that. Nobody." And my son's like, I was like, "Hey, thanks a lot. I appreciate that." It was awesome. And I thought to myself, walking back, I go, I bet you those kids have a lot of fun with that coach.
100%. But they didn't have fun when they were home.
No, they probably
after getting thrown out.
Not like that. No way. Yeah. So anyway, the last night was a really good night, by the way. I mean, I really enjoyed it. It was hard because you're flipping back and forth. Right. The good thing that the Pistons started a little bit later. Michigan wins at home, has to come from 11 points down to give Nebraska their first loss, and they get the win despite 19 turnovers. Michigan State has to go on the road, come from 12 points down, their largest margin deficit of the season, and win in overtime. And the Pistons stave off a 35-point fourth quarter by Denver and some ticky-tack but silly fouls at the end to win by 2. We won't talk about the Wings lost 3-1 because LA was just much more physical, even though Patrick Kane tied Mike Modano for most points by an American-born hockey player in a 3-1 loss.
That was like the LA Kings from like 2-3 years ago.
Yeah, it was the LA Kings. They were being physical.
Yeah.
What'd you take away from the night of hoops, if you will, besides this young man, Jeremy Fears, who was fantastic?
Just looking at all three of them combined, I think you see the resiliency. I think these are really good teams, and really good teams can play bad early on in games. You can be very loose with your defense, as was the case for Michigan, as was the case was a little bit for Pistons. You can be loose with your defense. You can have turnovers. You can get addicted to shooting the 3-ball and things of that nature. But good teams, they find ways at halftime to come back in that second half and correct a lot of those things. All three of these teams you saw go to halftime who are coached by really good coaches, whether it's Izzo, whether it's May, whether it's Bickerstaff. They figured it out, and slowly but surely you start to see the charge. You start to see the turn. For Michigan, it was ugly earlier. Shout out to Lawrence for Nebraska. I mean, he was hot in that first half for him. He had 18 points first half. But in the second half, Dusty May, now they trap him. Now they don't allow him to get those shots off. Now they double-team him. They double-team Sanford. They don't score a lot in the second half.
That Sanford kid can shoot.
At 100%. They had 18 Lawrence in the first half. He had 2 points in the second half. This is coaching in that defense, and its teams actually listening to it and taking the defense seriously. And then its players stepping up. And shout out to the freshman from Michigan, Johnson Jr. as well as McKinney. They hit some big shots down the stretch, and a lot of big rebounds for Johnson Jr. So great coaching down the stretch. You saw the defense plays a part. Funny, we've been talking about defense all week, talking about the the conference championship games too, but in the NFL, defense won all 3 of these games at the end, a wonky ending for the Pistons.
Yeah.
But once again, defense was there.
Yeah, Morris Johnson, by the way, 17 and 12 for Michigan. The Hoiberg kid was, he's not playing in the NBA, but he's a little pest, man. 13, 7, and 4.
They were deep shots, too.
Yeah, I was really impressed with Nebraska. I really was. I thought they came out and they played really well. The 19 turnovers, Michigan should be concerned about that. Their struggles this year, and there haven't been a lot, but their struggles this year when they're very loose with the basketball.
Yeah.
That will not fly against MSU. On the other hand, MSU's start at Rutgers will not fly against Michigan either. You're going to have to score more than 26 points in the first half if you want to have a shot at beating the Wolverines. It sets up a phenomenal featured theater movie, if you will, for us, for Michigan and Michigan State Friday night.
I don't think you can ask for a better game at a better time. It's cold outside, it's snowing, it's not a lot going on, there's no football games. Like, this is, we're locked and we're loaded. Like, it'll be a primetime game to watch that, man. But just watching how Michigan was resilient. You can't start like Michigan did unless you're a team that knows how to come out of the second half and change some things, and then also be able to hit some shots.
Defensively, you're saying. Defensively. Because offensively, they scored 48 first-half points.
That's what I meant. Defensively, and how they came out, would help them out a lot. Early on in the game, I lost my train of thought.
I'm sorry. Yeah,
it was 8 possessions in a row that Nebraska scored on. So when they were playing bad defense, when they're out there loose, not going the double team, not the screens, not coming off the right guy, they scored 8 times in a row, and they had 6 turnovers. I want to say 2. You can't turn the ball over. Can't play bad defense when a team like Nebraska is that hot from 3 ball.
That's what I liked about both Michigan and Michigan State, and I think it shows you something about both teams. They would get a little closer, and then there's a pushback by the opposition, whether it be Rutgers or Nebraska.
Yeah.
And instead of sagging shoulders and, oh, woe is me, this isn't our night, they found a way. I know it's a cliche, but they found a way. And that's really the key to any really good season, especially when it comes to the NCAA tournament. This kid right here, Jeremy Fears, was just phenomenal. 29 points, 27 came in the second half. He was phenomenal at the free throw line. Michigan State in general was great at the free throw line. I think they were like 24 or 26 or 26 to 28. And he not only had that, but he also had 9 assists.
Yeah.
And he is one of the best players in the Big Ten. And it's been really fun to see him start to take more control offensively. So while those two teams get a win, the Red Wings lose, but the Pistons win too. And the thing that stuck out for me with the Pistons, love what Cade Cunningham did. I know people will look at the points and the assists. I'm looking at the turnovers. He didn't have any.
0.
Most 20 in 10 games without a turnover in the league this year.
Yeah, I want to talk about this guy, though.
Toby.
Because this is Tobias Harris. Tobias Harris.
Don't talk about Toby out here.
Tobias Harris, 22 points, 8 boards, 3 assists, 2 steals. They do not. The Pistons do not have another player who can consistently do what he does. The mid post. I was talking with, not to name drop, Tim Hardaway Sr. this morning, and Tim said,
UTEP 2-step.
Yeah, Hall of Famer, one of the best. He and Allen Iverson, best crossovers ever. This is what he does. You don't agree with that?
We revisit that.
Okay.
We'll revisit that.
Okay.
Because Tim Hardaway and Isaiah Thomas are kind of in a different type of category as it relates to the crossover.
Okay.
AI is in a different category, too.
I would put Zeke in there a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah. But they're like low ball dribblers that transition fast.
Yeah.
This would be a fun conversation.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. That was an ad lib on my part, but either way.
It was good.
So Tobias Harris is showing you, not just last night, but he's had a nice stretch here, save for the Houston game where nobody really played well, where he's showing you back to the basket, I'm getting it. I got my turnaround 14-footer. I got my turnaround 12-footer. I'm backing my defensive player down. I can kick and find an open guy. He is showing how much more valuable he truly is than I think too many people have been failing to recognize. And I do wonder if he's a guy you feel like you're more apt to hold on to now than get rid of, like everybody expected when come trade deadline.
Yeah, he was a guy that he came here kind of, you assume that this was, he's at the end of the road. He no longer has what he had when he was with the Clippers, when he first got to the 76ers, after leaving the Pistons. He's a stopgap guy. He'll get a new guy. And slowly but surely, he's found his way to the basket. He's found his way to his skill. He's found his way to his confidence. You bring up a good point. Just watching him last night, he looked confident as ever. Like, he looked like Tobias Harris maybe 3-4 years ago. You know, he's one of the best bigs as it relates to backing the guards that can back you down, play to his back, play with his back against the basket. Man, he was really good. It was really confident. It was really easy. And like we said, K has to have another guy that they can depend on in more ways than one. Not just scoring, conversation, leading, in that moment, going to get a big point, not being afraid to take a shot, get in the paint, do the things when you're playing big rivals, especially on the road. So, he looked really good last night. Was happy with K, the 0 turnovers as well. I kind of looked at the game from the standpoint, when you play a less than team, when you play down to your opponents a lot of times, and when you're missing the Joker, when you're missing 3 other starters as well, Pistons they took it easy on you early. We'll figure it out. We'll get through it. I like what K did, though. K didn't make it about, I need to have 40 tonight.
Right.
What K did, K said, I want to get other guys involved. I want to see what it looks like with other guys. I want to get my team in good spots, get my players, get Ron Hollins. He's open for a 3 right here. You know what? We'll kick it out to Green. Let Green work a little bit and see what he's capable. I want to instill trust in them. Let them see. I'm going to give you the ball. I'm going to let you work. I'm going to let you do your thing, because you're going to need more of this as the months go on, so that when we get to the mid-April, these guys are ready to rock and roll.
Let's kick it out to Duncan Robinson. He'll miss another 3.
Oh, my God.
But,
another one.
You have one job. Like, we brought you in to be a 3-point shooter. Like, when you shoot open shots, when you get threes in the corner, when you get looks, when you try to create, and this is what you're going to do, Duncan, you have to make some threes. Like, he had 1 bucket last night, and guess what it was? 1 and 3. It was a dunk.
It was a dunk. It was off an inbound, and Tim Hardaway Jr. blew the coverage.
Like, come on. Like,
this is why J.B. Bickerstaff, you know what? I think he's doing a good job with what he has right now. And last year, what tripped him up a little bit, their inability to take care of the ball. They missed some free throws down the stretch, but they couldn't hit a 3 or outside shot to save their lives. What did they do this year to try and course correct that? They are the number 1 team across several different paint metrics, defensively and offensively. So that's why we see them this year, because they have to be. And I think JB, the coach that he is, I think it's a brilliant thing. It's a good wrinkle. They're taking better advantage of their athleticism. And if they do add a shooter or 2 to the situation, or some players on this roster improve, that offense is going to start to creep up from the number 22 rated offense in the league. I think that they can get as high as 15, 12 if they just get another shooter.
Well, I hope so. Duncan Robinson, I know it's not always about the number of shots you make, how many are you making per game and things of that nature. But Duncan Robinson, we said this when we were talking about how they fill the void of Malik Beasley and Tim Hardaway Jr. Those guys made a lot of threes, okay? That's the way the game is played today. You don't have a 3-shooting prowess type player except for Duncan Robinson, and Duncan Robinson is only he's gone over 200 triples in a season 3 times, but he's never shot as many threes or made as many threes as a guy like Malik Beasley did a year ago.
7 attempts a game.
Okay,
crazy.
Yeah, it is crazy, but he's got 123 right now. He had 190 last year. If you got 200 from him, that's great, but you're still about 200 shy of what the
output was for Beasley
and Tim Hardaway. More like they were more like closer to 500.
You remember that was one of the questions we asked on this show to start the season. Did they do enough to replace that vet shooting from last year?
And who was the person that we mentioned had to step forward with that? It's Jaden Ivey.
Yeah,
and that's not the case. So that's why you probably need another shooter.
Who was the team that Purdue lost to the upset game when Jaden Ivey played? It was a team from New Jersey, maybe. It was Catholic school in the tournament.
In the NCAA tournament? Yeah. They weren't a 1 seed, right?
They were.
They were the 1 seed.
They were 1 or 2. And they lost to...
Was it St. Joseph's, was it? I don't recall.
Okay, maybe St. Joseph's.
Yeah.
When I watched Jaden Ivey play, for the most part, with the exception of the run that he had last year before he got hurt that everybody seems to bring up,
yeah,
he looked like a version of what he was on the court last night. He just looks like he's trying to figure it out. And that's how he looked in that game. And that's why when we drafted Jaden Ivey, I was like, he's probably number 1, and then they got popped by he got popped by a D2 school. That was my thoughts. That's what I saw last night. That's what I've been seeing in spots this year. Athleticism through the roof. He has upside. Sometimes when he gets on, he can shoot. But for the most part, it looks like he's trying to find a spot. He doesn't look like he's comfortable enough to, let me go out here and make something happen. Let me get in the corner. Let me create off the dribble. Yeah, swing that thing over here. Let me feel like it just looks like, not yet.
It looks like a guy who's trying to fit in with a team that is really comfortable with itself, but he's not comfortable. You probably weren't like this. I'll talk to Cam. You ever go to a party and you're like, I don't know that many people here, so I'm trying to fit in.
Yeah,
how do I fit in? So you gravitate towards,
okay,
yeah, but everybody's going
get
toward
the
you.
mingling.
Right, you get the mingling. That's what Jaden Ivey feels like. It feels like everybody is on the same page, and he's still trying to find the right class and sit down at the right desk to take the right piece of paper to join that class.
That's a good observation. When I transferred from King, speaking of King and Bishop Gallagher, when I left King, went to Gallagher, I spent the first 2 weeks not talking to anybody. Like, I was just waiting. I was looking. I was observing. I was trying to find it in, but if I didn't feel all the way, I didn't commit. I wouldn't trust. I wouldn't introduce myself. Like, that's what it feels like to that point. It took me 2 weeks. Finally, somebody talked to me, and it came up.
So why isn't it happening for him? I mean, here's a guy he's not scoring the way you would expect him to score, and he sure isn't shooting it from three like you would expect. He's got 39 triples made. That's it.
What's the energy? I wonder what's the energy like with the Pistons, J.B. Bickerstaff, the front office as it relates to Jaden Ivey. Because let's just say I'm Jaden Ivey. If I balled out last year and then I got hurt, then you guys go on this run, then you go to the playoffs, you do all these things, and then I spend the whole offseason hearing that Jaden Ivey's a trade piece. Jaden Ivey's a trade piece. Yeah. But the other side of it is maybe Jaden Ivey is the piece we need. And I hear all this. And as the season goes, it doesn't seem like the trade talks are stopping. The trade talks are increasing. What is J.B. Bickerstaff in that front office allowing him to feel, if that makes sense?
It's a great question. I don't know.
Does he feel like I'm auditioning to stay, or is he like, am I just waiting for you to pull the trigger?
Yeah, that's a really good question. The other thing is, how much should they concentrate on that when their team is 34-11?
Not a lot.
When they're the number one team in the East, and now the latest betting odds have them winning the Eastern Conference.
I saw that first time this year.
Yeah, first time this year. So should they really be overly concerned about making sure he's comfortable in his space? Yeah. I don't know the answer to that.
No, I'm not saying they should be overly confident, but I'm saying if they are not, and you still have a young player that's coming off an injury, and now this team is legit, and this is a new team that he doesn't. That's more so what I'm saying, where his energy is at. He's trying to figure things out.
Yeah, I think it's a very strange situation because he just doesn't seem like he fits.
The whole Jaden Ivey experiment from start to now has been interesting because if I remember correctly, the last coach we had wouldn't even play Jaden Ivey. Remember,
brought him off the bench.
We spent the first 30 games just trying to get into a game. So that's how you start with Monty Williams. And the next year you start to find yourself with J.B. Bickerstaff. Then you get hurt. Then you come back. Your team has made it to the playoffs for the first time in I don't know Lord's how long. And you're trying to find your space. And now people are talking about you getting traded. There's just a lot that's happened for his psyche. And it shows on the court, I think.
I agree. It also, there is something to be said for a guy who – in his rookie year was averaging 31 minutes a game, and now he's at 17 per game. Yeah. And that tells you what? Other guys have passed him by. Go ahead, Cool.
I was going to say there are some trends to like, and it makes me wonder if the Detroit Pistons are taking a little bit different approach with Jaden Ivey, because long-term, he could be a better value for them if you go into the summer and his value is low in the free agency market. But this is his best shooting year of his career, not from behind the arc, but he's still shooting pretty good. But overall, he's shooting it pretty well.
He's only taking 7 shots a game, though.
Who, Jaden Ivey?
Yeah.
He's taking about 3.4 threes per game, though, and he's shooting 38% from beyond the arc. His three-point adjusted rate is about 50% this year. So with the limited time he's getting, he's showing that he can actually put the ball in the court. And this is the highest two-point percentage he's averaged as well. He's up over 50% there, too.
Right, he's at 55.
But I do agree with you as it relates to the fit. Sometimes just doesn't seem right. And I wonder if it's a hard thing going to – he had a lot of usage throughout his career because he didn't play a lot with Cade. Now he's a guy where everybody's effectively there, and you're going to have to find a way to make that work with just a little less of your explosiveness.
I love your positivity. I really do, and I love how you're spinning this for a young man who I root for sure. But you're a first-round pick. You're a high first-round pick. Okay, you're a high first-round pick. You're averaging 6.7 shots per game, 1.3 triples made per game. That is not good enough. Period. Now you can talk about minutes played. But the reason you're not getting the minutes, I suppose it's twofold. One is because there's a guy in front of you who's playing well. The other might be because you ain't playing well enough.
But that's where I do want to see what happens if they want to increase those minutes, because you look throughout his career, those 1.3 threes per game. He made 2.1 threes per game last year on about 41% from beyond the arc. I do believe that if you increase those minutes, you're going to see those shooting numbers stay steady. That's what we've seen with Jaden Ivey.
Do you think he should start? He's coming off the bench. He's only started 2 games. Do you think he should start?
I personally would try it, but as it relates to what they're doing right now, I wouldn't start him now. I would just increase the minutes and the opportunities.
No, I'm not starting. What's the record again? Exactly.
34-11, right? Yeah, right.
Hey, man, I'm messing this mojo up on behalf of you. Look, we love you. We drafted you. Look, we'll give you some more minutes, allow you to figure it out, but nah, we're rocking and rolling with what we have so far. It's been working really well for the Pistons.
Yeah, I wouldn't either. You're not sacrificing things like that just to try and get him on track, unless there's an ulterior motive where you maybe want to showcase him a little bit more and try to get him to use it as trade bait. Look, in fairness, I mean, if you're not going to upset certain apple carts, I just got done talking about Tobias Harris. He's missed 15 games this year. Do you know what the Pistons' record is when he's been out of the lineup? 13-2.
Yeah, they've done decent without Cade in line.
Yeah, I mean they're 13-2 without him and without Cade.
And Jalen Durr.
Without Cade, I think they're 5-1.
Yeah.
Okay, so and I'm not saying that we don't need them. I'm just saying they have found a way to do this. Think about that for a minute. They found a way to win without 2 of their best players, and Jalen Durr beat their top 3 players, and then you get a guy like Jaden Ivey who's not playing that much, and they're able to overcome that.
That's a whole team buy-in. That's why I wanted to give a lot of props to Jimmy Bickerstaff.
That's a lot of production you're expecting from those 4 guys specifically.
That is a lot of great buy-in. The other team was missing some guys as well. So let's put his pipe down in that regard.
Freddie felt.
Come on.
Hey, look, Pistons have the best record in the league against winning teams.
If we're going to say that, then we got to look at this game a little differently, the fact of how they melted in the fourth quarter. And then we got to have a different conversation.
Okay,
I was willing not to mention it.
Pipe down.
They're the number 1 team in the league.
No, hey, listen.
They've earned
Bray,
that.
I think you're right about that.
Number 2
bottom line is you find a way to win, right? Yeah. And they found a way to win, especially on the road. So that's great. I'm all for that. But we got to pipe down. In your words, we got to pipe down and be careful about guys missing, because that team was missing quite a bit too. Every team is going through that.
True.
Just about every team.
I can't wait to see the rest of the season as it relates to now All-Star breaking in, finishing it out, how the Pistons do against the West. When you're playing against teams, when you see all the time, when you play 4 times a month, when you see them like that, you have a better understanding of who that team is, what they do, etc. You know that team. The West, you don't know as much. So when you play those games, those are kind of honest games. The Pistons right now, big win for them. The last 5 games before that, they had lost in terms of their Western Conference expansion.
Okay.
So keep an eye on how the Pistons play against the Western Conference. Obviously, the bigger names, if you will.
Yeah. What were you going to say, Kool-Aid?
Sheesh, I don't even know now.
Okay.
No. Actually, I do got it. I do got it.
Right?
No, I was like, I do got it. Freddie Fell hit me up.
Said that, yeah.
I'm sorry, my bad. Freddie Fell hit me up, man. He said it was Fairleigh Dickinson who upset Purdue.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's why I started chuckling.
Thank you, Fred. Thank you.
Yeah. Go look at those Jaden Ivey numbers from that game.
Yeah.
Hey, and just so you're aware, so far this year, the Pistons are 12-5 against the West. Okay,
for sure.
So for what that's worth, 12-5 against the West. Yeah. All right, really good discussion on basketball. When we come back, we'll talk football. You know what the buzz is? The buzz is about Bill Belichick not getting in on the first ballot. I want Braylon's thoughts on that.
And some more bonehead hires, man.
And more strange hires.
Okay.
Scratching your head a little bit. Why? We'll do that after Sharon's Heating and Air Conditioning and Jack's Car Wash. Sharon's Heating and Air Conditioning, we said it's cold in the studio, and it is. So we'd love to have, the experts, and that's what they are. They're experts at Sharon's Heating and Air Conditioning come in and maybe help us. Maybe they can crack the code. We do know this. For 40 years, they've given your neighbors and your family members reliable service. They treat your customers like family. They have fast, dependable service, and if you need them in an emergency, they are there for you. Call them today, 734-238-3805, or check out their website, SharonsHeating.com, and tell them the Braylon Edwards Show sent you.
Jack's Car Wash is the best car wash in the state, and how about we get you started with a free car wash from Jack's? Text WSN to 888-522-1729. This to get your free car wash at any one of the 40-plus locations around the state. But while you're there, you should sign up for the Unlimited plan. The Unlimited plan, $29.99 a month, and it gets you car washes all month long, all year long. This is what they do. It gets you access to free vacuums, compressed air, the mat cleaning rooms, and all the bells and whistles of keeping your car sparkling, shining, and all those good things. Pull up on Jack's Car Wash today.
Fitness now has even more best-in-class strength equipment. Join today for $1 down and save.
We're stepping it up.
We're not slowing down.
Finding new faith, new focus.
Love that new equipment smell.
So, you in?
Join the club today. Save when you join for just $1 down, $15 a month. Planet Fitness. We're all strong on this planet.
Gives away more cash and prizes than Woodward Sports. You don't believe us? Here's our latest $10,000 winner.
You know, you guys posted, hey, if you guess all this stuff right, we'll give it's $10,000. I'm like, okay, well, why the hell not?
And the winning doesn't stop there. How about our Outkick Your Coverage winner?
I think you won. We got to call everybody. This guy's got a hot girl.
Bigger prizes, bigger giveaways, cash, merch, tickets, and more. All from the biggest sports network in Detroit. No one does it bigger and better than Woodward Sports. Make sure you're following, liking, subscribing on Instagram, Facebook, X, and YouTube for your chances to share in the winning. From Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
It's game on at Art & Jake's. Wings, burgers, pizza, and ice-cold drinks served up with attention to detail. Wall-to-wall TVs, great service, and a vibe that keeps your crew coming back. Art & Jake's, a sports bar setting with a fine dining flavor.
Like a frostbite straight from the divine. Cold rush on my skin feels so fine. Muscle freeze, the ache. No side effects, no mistake. Chill Sub-Zero, icy and true. Feel the chill. It's all for you. It's not magic, just science play. Chill Sub-Zero.
Why do we fight? We fight to protect the innocent, to hold the powerful accountable, to bring the oppressors to justice. Why do we fight? We fight to secure and preserve our civil liberties, to get each and every one of our clients the justice they deserve, and to make the lives of real people just like you whole again. ThenFights.com.
Head to WoodwardSports.com and click on Shop. Get the latest in Detroit sports apparel and exclusive Woodward Sports gear. WoodwardSports.com can get the whole team outfitted. Love the Pistons, Red Wings, and Tigers? We got something for you, too. Shop online at WoodwardSports.com.
Hey, look, man, if you're cold, the massage chair has heated seats. Unfortunately, Bray and Shep have to do the show right now from the desk chairs. But you could be at the largest massage chair showroom in the Midwest. That is Massage Chair House in Bloomfield Hills, and you can experience the heated seats of Infinity in Osaki. This is your destination for premium comfort and cutting-edge wellness technology. Experience the difference with Dr. Eric Duncan, the wellness doc and creator of the #1 YouTube channel for massage chair reviews at The Wellness Doc. Book your visit today at massagechairhouse.com or simply scan the QR code on your screen. Massage Chair House, and they have heated seats there, Braylon. It's your ticket to ultimate recovery and relaxation. It's the best bet for relaxation.
It is, and get your bets in because the big game is Friday. Wolverines visit Sparty in East Lansing. You can place any bet up to $1,000. If you lose, you get that bet back. All you got to do is scan this QR code, enter the code Woodward1000, and if your first bet doesn't hit, you'll get your deposit back up to $1,000 just for giving it a spot. Shot, minimum bet $20. Download the Caesar Sportsbook app today, the official sportsbook of Woodward Sports. Use code Woodward1000 or scan the QR code on the screen.
Bray,
your nose looks a little red.
Man, coming to you from the frozen tundra. I ain't talking about Lambeau and Green Bay. It's cold in here, man. I feel like
it is.
My head is all covered up.
What was Eddie Murphy's name in Trading Places? Bobby Valentine.
Bobby Valentine, yeah.
I got the
and Dan Aykroyd was Winthrop, right? No,
his name was Winthrop.
Was it?
Yeah.
Was it? Okay.
Winthrop.
Yeah.
100%. Like, this is the outfit that I have on right now. Is Eddie Murphy in the beginning. He's like, yeah, man. You know, I was in the Green Beret, the Zang Bang, Gang Bang.
You're talking like a big chump.
Yeah. He said, man, he said, y'all ain't gonna jacuzzi me.
Say, man, last time I saw you, you said talk about your limo. You lying, and then, hey, is that my limo outside? Come on, that was fantastic stuff.
The movie is great.
It's
his first
so
one.
good. Was that his first movie?
It's his first one.
No kidding.
It was Trading Places and then 48 Hours. Trading Places is kind of like the precursor. It was like, all right, let's see if this thing can work. And then Trading Places is the precursor, and then 48 Hours is like, we're gonna rock.
He was fantastic.
We're gonna let him take off, and then from there, the rest is history.
They were all really
Hills
good.
Cop.
That was really good. That's when
He owned the 80s.
Oh, he was so good.
It was like him, Michael Jackson, Mike Tyson.
Well, Beverly Hills Cop was fantastic.
Yeah, it was.
Right? And even Beverly Hills Cop 2 was good.
It was.
Yeah.
That's when he goes out to LA. I was like, you can't have nothing in Detroit. You see, he went out to LA.
Well, you could have just a few beauty shots, wink, wink, of Detroit, and then you got to make sure you get out to LA, which always used to piss me off. But I did love the Lions jacket, and I love the Mumford Athletics. Okay, so all that stuff I thought was really, really cool. One of the best lines from that movie, though, is when he pulls up with that blue Nova, and he says, "Hey man, be careful where you park this. This is all from the last time I was here," something like that. I forget the exact line, but it was a kick-ass line.
I ain't gonna go falling for the banana and tailpipe.
Yeah, that's it.
I was
You're not gonna fall for the old banana and the tailpipe. Okay,
that's a great movie.
Yeah.
He's
a lot of good lines from that.
Hey, shout out to Just a Fan, Bray, because he's trying to figure out how cold is it actually in the studio. He says Bray is more covered up now than when he was snow blowing his driveway.
I'm telling you. He's not lying. It's not cold, but it's consistent blowing air. But it is cold. But it's 60.
Yeah, I don't know if they can hear that, but
62 degrees in here.
Listen, when we did when Bray was playing in the snow yesterday, right, with Cleveland,
it was warmer there.
He's probably more dressed now.
It's warmer there.
Yeah, it's probably warmer there. Yeah.
All he needs is a little fur in his ear holes, right?
Second, man, I'm about to do some jumping jacks. Get the juices going a little bit, man.
Sean Baligian had a great one in our group test. He said, I had to go outside to get warm from this morning. So that was pretty funny.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Hey, before we move to football and the Hall of Fame
Are you
debate,
ready for some football?
There is something on ESPN.com right now that is suggesting that the Bucks are listening to aggressive offers for Giannis Antetokounmpo.
I saw that.
Okay.
Breaking news, yeah.
I don't know if it's breaking news, but it's interesting. Here's what they said Detroit would have to give up. Okay? I'm just giving you the article. I'm not saying I'd do it.
What the Hudson Tower building?
The Hudson Tower building would be a lease.
The new Hudson?
The DIA?
Tobias Harris, Jaden Ivey, Jalen Duren, Paul Reed, Javonte Green, Isaac Jones.
And Belial.
So
With the Brent said.
Who do we go forward with on this Larry O'Brien run?
Those are the contracts.
Say this one more time.
Okay. So the Pistons, they say, can trade up to 4 first-round picks, have a large tradable contract in Tobias Harris, have promising young players, Sar Thompson, Jaden Ivey, and Ron Holland. And then they go over draft assets, and then they go over the contracts. All right? The contracts, I believe, that would match that of Giannis Antetokounmpo. So it was Harris. He's going to be a free agent, so that goes off Milwaukee's Bucks.
Right.
Jaden Ivey, unrestricted, right? Jalen Duren, restricted, because that's $6.5 million. That's what they're looking at right now.
Right.
Okay. And then Paul Reed, restricted free agent.
Okay.
Javonte Green and Isaac Jones. So you're basically, maybe. Oh, they're also talking about first-round picks. Maybe that is not exactly the offer. They're just talking about contracts here.
Okay.
Okay. So they're not talking about specific deals and who it would be. They're just talking about their options.
Eligible and players that fit.
So it's not all that. Because, look, if you're Milwaukee, you want draft picks, right? Okay.
Is the Giannis thing still appealing right now? Or has it taken a step back because what we believe the Pistons are ascending to?
So it's not appealing to me. Okay. It was a while ago.
Yeah.
I thought I was the only one.
His injury situation has been more than disappointing, and the way he's handled their plight has bothered me a little bit too. I'm a huge fan. I think he's a phenomenal player. I would not want to give up Isaiah Stewart or Jalen Duren. And the more I look at Tobias Harris, and I'm thinking about this year, and I should probably be thinking about more of the future with this team. I don't care about the draft picks, okay?
Yeah.
But I firmly believe, I don't think anybody in that front office makes a move unless they think that person fits their DNA, all right? Trajan Langdon brought in the right guys for 2 years in a row to fit with this group. He's not going to screw it up by just trading for a name. So I don't even think he's even the conversation if Trajan Langdon doesn't think he fits. Right. My question would be, how many draft picks does Milwaukee want, and which players do they want?
Be all 4 of them.
Yeah.
You know it.
All 4 first-round picks?
I feel like it's going to be all 4 of them. I feel like him and Lauri Markkanen are probably the 2 players in the cycle that are going to take that 3 or 4 first-round picks. Okay. Especially with Danny Ainge over in Utah.
Well, good. You ain't getting it here. No.
Yes. I probably
I'm not giving up 3 to 4 for those 2 anymore. I think the more information that you have, the more you know. I think looking at what the season has come to, I love Giannis. I think he's an amazing player. I don't mind him pushing back in his organization. He won him a championship. I don't know what's happening behind closed doors, what the conversations are, but I do know this. Good luck elsewhere, because with the injuries, with the money, what you're going to take away from what this team has actually built in Trajan Langdon, it's just not worth it at this point anymore.
I agree. Yeah. I agree 100% with that, man. You talk about the DNA and identity of the squad. It's not just like, can you grab a player to fill in here? This depth has been a strength for this team, and everybody they put out there has been able to hustle and play defense and stay connected. If you affect that too much, I do believe that you affect how good the Detroit Pistons have shown themselves to be.
Remember this, though. I mean, there's now a rumor that the Knicks are interested in Drew Holiday. And this is what we've talked about for about a month now.
All he does is win championships.
Well, I mean, he's a really good player. But this is what I said. You don't have to make a move if you're the Pistons. But when other teams are going to make moves and they're going to get better, that is going to shorten the gap. So you can talk about chemistry and the vibe that this team has all that time. That's fine. But there are things there are weaknesses that this team has too. And if you can't admit that, then you're not watching with an objective eye.
Shoot, 6 from 37 from 3-point last night.
So I'm not saying that I would go trade for Giannis Antetokounmpo and give up just about anything, but I do want to. My hope is that they do take a look at it and improve this team. Okay.
Yeah. Speaking of injuries, there was a Joel Embiid dunk last night. I just want to throw that out there and say congrats to Joel for having a dunk. With all the injuries and things that he's been through, him getting up and dunking.
Kind of appropriate.
And he's more of a, these days, he actually went up and got an alley-oop, man. I was like, shout out to Joel Embiid.
How about that?
He'll be out next game.
He'll be out next game. Hurting right now.
He literally is one. He is one of those guys. What could have been if he was ever healthy. Because of how good he was when he was healthy.
His skill was ridiculous.
Yeah.
His skill
There was a time I felt like he was destined to win a championship, and now you're on the other side of it, and it's like, goodness, what could have been?
I know, man.
I don't feel bad for him, though, because like as good as his skill was, I always felt like he didn't necessarily care about working that extra mile, putting the extraness into the game. I think he just kind of enjoyed being the big man that was that good and being taken care of. Oh, load management. I got this injury. I'll get back on the court. Like legitimately, look at his frame. His frame looks the exact same now as it did the whole time he's been playing. Yeah. Like he never worked in the offseason, got a little leaner, got a little smaller, got a little faster, got a little quicker. It was always, well, I had this injury and I had this injury. Why you keep getting this injury? Because you're overweight. Because you're out of shape. You can't go the distance. So I don't have any empathy for where his career has gone because I haven't seen him put in that work.
Is he on the other side at 31? You think he's on the other side? At what point do we say he's on the other side? I'm just asking.
It's tough. I feel like he is.
It's tough to revamp somebody's mental when they're 9 years into the game.
Yeah.
Like, it's tough to, like, change a player's psyche, change that mental, change that drive. Hey, look, let's do this. Hey, how about we eat this way? How about we practice this way? Hey, you know what, as opposed to taking 3 months off when the season's over, how about we take, like, that 2-3 weeks and then we implement slowly a workout routine, a workout regimen. Let's see a version of you I've never seen. This is what I want Jared Goff to do. Like, I'm glad we can quick transition. Jared Goff does not have to be Mike Vick. He does not have to be Lamar Jackson or Josh Allen or, hell, for that matter, Drake May. He just has to be able to get up in the pocket and slide to the left, slide to the right from time to time. Crisscross if you want to. Like,
there we go.
Like
I was waiting for that.
Crisscross, everybody. I will clap my hands if he does it. Now, I'm not saying you got to go work with my brother Berkeley Edwards, who's a dynamo king that can get you ready. But you got to work with somebody on the skill dynamic, the speed dynamic of things, just like the strength and conditioning side of things. Get your hip mobility, your flexibility, your speed dynamics. You can increase that. It's not going to take you from the 5 flats you run in the 40 to 4.4, but it will take you from being able to, I got to tuck and dive because I believe it can collapse, to, oh, I see it coming, I can shift this way. Oh, I see it coming, I can shift this way. That's what I want Jared Goff to do in the offseason. I know he puts in work in the classroom. I know he's putting in work, you know what I'm saying, everywhere else. Work on that mobility because it can get better.
Man, when can I sign up for the Edwards Academy of Excellence, man? Because you're cooking, bro.
Just let me know.
Well, you don't have time to do it anyway.
Bert's got a new gym right now, man. And Livonia said, hey, come on, man.
Shout out.
We are doing, well, he's doing some things. I'm just cheerleading.
Well, Livonia, did he make a call to anybody or send a text and say, hey, what's it like? What's it like for us out after dark in Livonia?
Yeah, it's right off the freeway. See, it's the safety zone. It's right off the freeway. It's right
by
off
a gas
the freeway.
station.
Oh my God!
It's off that freeway.
Man, when I was driving to,
when
I was going to Wicked Pickle, and I got that text, I was openly laughing my ass off.
Asking for a friend.
Asking for a friend, which is fantastic. All right, speaking of football, Bill Belichick did not make the Hall of Fame on the first ballot.
Bill didn't get in.
Bill did not get in. Yeah, it is tough.
It's tough.
I think it's messed up. I don't like the guy. Period. All right.
Apparently, a lot of people do.
But that shouldn't matter. Okay. And in case people are wondering, 50 votes. All right. There's one writer per market, per football market. That gives you 32. The other 18 are made up of various other. Could be national members of the media. Could be Bill Polian, who is a former GM. Could be Dan Fouts, who used to play quarterback and is a Hall of Fame player.
Yeah.
How much do you think being put in the Hall of Fame on the first vote as a first ballot Hall of Famer matters?
Matters a lot when you deserve it.
Yeah.
Matters a lot when you deserve it. Like T.O., who deserved first ballot Hall of Famer, one of the greatest receivers of all time. I don't care about the antics, and you shouldn't either, because when he was in between the hashes, he respected the game.
Yeah.
Didn't do anything off the field to not respect the game. He should have been a first ballot Hall of Famer. Instead, they waited 3 years. What did T.O. do? Talking about does it matter or not? T.O. didn't even go. Has a whole bust in Canton, Ohio, and he didn't go. I'm not saying I wouldn't go, but what I'm saying is that's how important it is to certain individuals. You cannot tell the story. And I stole this from ESPN, so I don't want to take credit for it. Ryan Clark said it, which I never repeat that again. You can't tell the story of the NFL without Bill Belichick. You can't. You just can't.
That's right.
No, you just can't. And
there are certain guys, whether it be Jerry Rice or Joe Montana or Johnny Unitas, there's certain guys, if you're writing a book and you don't know what the NFL is, his name is part of it.
This is what I'll say. I'll start here. Not the accolades and why he deserves to be in. I'll start with why I think he didn't get in. One, I think the cheating stuff is a small version of it. The reason why I don't like that as an excuse is because the NFL at no point ever really punished Bill Belichick, in my mind, for cheating. They never really punished the Patriots for cheating. They didn't make it seem like it was cheating. It was like, oh, you did some stuff that, it's kind of we don't know, but we'll fine you, and then we'll rock and roll. Oh, well, they won the Super Bowl.
Yeah, they fined them, and they took away a first-round pick.
They did, but at the end of the day, they didn't like. When Charlie Hustle got caught cheating, according to rules and regulations, what did MLB say? No, it's a no-go. They said that way before it even got to this point.
Him out. Right, they kicked him out. I don't know if it's apples to apples because that is you cannot do that in baseball. I'm sure there's a written code there. You're not supposed to do what he did either.
Right.
So I don't know the answer to that. But go ahead. Yeah.
With that being said, I don't like this from the standpoint like if people don't like you. Like, if people don't like you, and that's the same for Charlie Hustle, when people don't like you, it's easy for them to side against you. So when Bill Polian, who people are coming out and saying is a part of this, now he's in the Hall of Fame, former front office for the Indianapolis
And
Colts.
he's pushing back.
And he's pushing back. He's lying.
Yeah.
But like, he has something to do with it. Who's getting in this year? Who's tight with Bill Polian? Who does not like Bill Belichick? It's Robert Kraft. It's Robert Kraft. Who put out a 10-piece documentary just to say how much of a POS Bill Belichick was? Robert Kraft. Robert Kraft is going into the Hall of Fame this year. Bill Polian is a part of this whole dynamic. I guarantee you, Robert Kraft said, "I don't want to go on with him, and this is the last slight, the last jab, the last rib. We're going to put him in next year, or you guys are going to put him in next year, or can you put him in next year? And I want to go in before him. When people don't like you, this is how things happen. 100%.
Yeah. So it's what many people feel like, and I was texting with a voter earlier today, and they said, "Look, I'm surprised too. I have no idea. I thought for sure it was a slam dunk that he was getting in." Spygate, they were fined $750,000, and they took away a draft pick. Deflategate, which is what 2015, I think. Tom Brady was suspended for 4 games the following season, 2016. They had $1 million fine, and they had to forfeit a first and a fourth round pick in 2016 and 2017. And by the way, it didn't matter because they went on to win 3 Super Bowls after Spygate.
They did 100%. Yeah. Anybody you ask about that's younger than that era, they have no idea that happened. Which is my point to the NFL, not keeping it out there. I don't like their system. This is what I told the system was now with the NFL when it relates to seniors, if you will. It's player, it's contributor, and then it's coach, if you will, or there's 3 or 4 different ones that can be in there. They gave the voters 6 players just for the seniors, not the actual the current first timers or second, whatever. The senior players that have been on the ballot for a very long time or contributor coach. They gave them 6 people and said you can choose 3. So just like your friend who you talked to, majority of people said, well, we know Bill's getting in. So now I'm going to take this opportunity to vote for who I want to get in.
Interesting.
So some people chose Roger Craig, who hasn't been in before. Some people chose L.C. Greenwood, who we've been waiting and waiting to get in. So, and some people chose Robert Kraft. So that's the thing. Well, we know Bill's going to get in. I don't know if I want to give Bill my vote. Once again, it goes when people don't like you, they do things like, I don't like that you leave it up to the opinions of others. Because it's not fair to say, well, nah, he'll get in. I'll go vote for somebody else because I like this guy. I like that guy. I don't care if you like me or not.
I don't care either.
Bill Belichick is the most winningest coach of all time. I know he doesn't have more wins than Shula, but he's got more championships than Shula. He's got more conference wins than Shula, the whole 9 yards. He deserves to be in on the first ballot, and it should have been Bill Belichick. Yes, no.
Yes.
It shouldn't have been choose 3.
Yeah. You're right, 100%. That's great education. He's got more conference championships than anybody else.
16.
He's appeared in the conference championship game more than anybody else.
13.
He's got more Super Bowls than anybody else. And combined regular season and playoffs, he's got the second most wins. He's got the third most regular season wins. The 2 guys ahead of him, both were first ballot Hall of Famers, Don Shula and George Halas. Okay? So to me, I think it is a big deal. And again, I'm not a huge fan of Bill Belichick, but I do think it's a big deal. The whole belief that I didn't like him because he was crass in post-game press conferences, he wore a hoodie, he wouldn't give me information, that is such petty bullcrap, okay? If you are offended by that or you let your personal feelings get involved, take the vote away from you. You have to be able to separate yourself and say, you know what? This guy is worthy. There's not one person who's followed football, sees what he's accomplished, and says he's not Hall of Fame worthy. It's ridiculous.
Here's the best thing about this conversation as it relates to why he may not have gotten in. Okay, fine. Let's say also, too, they don't like Bill. I think a lot of that stuff last year with his girlfriend and all these antics. I know it's dumb. I'm just pointing out other stuff. Yeah. Like pointing it out.
Can a man live?
No, apparently not. Apparently not. That's a good one. No, but with Bill Belichick, I don't care what it's been, like what he's done, what he's accomplished. This is the individual that you got to get in on the first one. You got to get this right. Because if you're not going to let Bill in and you're going to use the excuse, Deflategate, Spygate, the cheating, this, that, and the third, well, hold on. You ready for this shot? Who's coming down the pipeline in about
Tom Brady?
Wasn't he on the Spygate team? Wasn't he on the Deflategate team? So you're going to tell me those are metrics for Bill not getting in? Last time I checked, Deflategate was Tom.
And Tom was punished for that, Shep pointed out.
So if you're going to do this to Bill Belichick, what happens when Tom is up next year? Are you going to use the same metric? Or no, because you like Tom.
Yeah.
You like Tom, and Tom's done the same thing, and you're going to make the excuse, well, he left the Patriots, he went to Tampa, and he won year one. And that's going to be the end-all, be-all for that conversation. It's a slippery slope. The only thing I like about it, though, Shep, if you do this, and no coach has gotten in first ballot, by the way. Like, I don't think.
Yeah, they have.
Who?
I think there's been like 5.
Yeah, like in the 60s and 70s. Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, yeah.
It's like,
Don Shula has. Tom Landry has.
Yeah.
Tom Landry has.
Jimmy Johnson did. Like, none of these second waves didn't get it.
Yeah. I was trying to think of the 5, but I know I think there's about 5 of them that have.
Oh, probably Steelers. Chuck
Noll.
Probably that. I mean, before Super Bowl.
So Vince Lombardi, George Hallis. Yeah, those guys.
Like I said, the old guard.
Yeah.
Like, they don't do things that way anymore.
Yeah.
What I do like about this, though, if Bill Belichick can't get in first ballot, then that means Mike Tomlinson, John Harbaugh, and all these coaches that are going to come after, they're going to take their time getting into the hall. I like that aspect of it, not crowding the hall with a bunch of coaches because they won some games.
Yeah, amen to all that. I think I find it borderline hilarious, but also worthy of shaking my head vigorously of when the media comes out and decides who is more righteous and who's not on who should be in there. Who should vote on this? Who should vote on this? This is probably one of the best debates you can possibly have. Who should vote on Hall of Fame inductees?
People in the Hall of Fame.
Okay. Then the thing that I worry about.
Your boys and your teammates. Yeah. Not teammates, but
I think we all have. We're all partial. Okay, we are. I mean, I can like you. Yeah. I'm gonna stick up for you a little bit more when somebody might not other. Okay? I mean, how many times have we said, and look, it's a travesty that you're not in the College Football Hall of Fame, but part of the reason we say that is because, not just because we like you, but because you deserve it, but also because we were there watching you the whole time. Yeah. We've seen what you've accomplished, right? There's a lot of people who don't watch all these guys. Whether we believe that or not, it's true, okay? So what they have to do is they then have to go back and they have to do some research. In other words, they have to work for their Hall of Fame vote.
Yeah.
And not everybody does that.
So
I don't know
Bill ain't out there lobbying.
And you're right. Yeah.
Bill's not lobbying for
Bill's not lobbying for it. Like you bring up the girlfriend thing. He's 74 and he dates a 24-year-old. Personally, I think it's kind of disgusting, but how many 74-year-olds would want to date a 24-year-old?
Yeah, she was 19 when they first got together.
Yeah. Whoa. But how many 74-year-olds? I mean, if you didn't have any attachments, 74-year-olds many of them would want to date a 24-year-old. I think it's just as disgusting the other way around. 24 to the 74, right? Because there's not many 24-year-old women who sit there and go, yeah, you got a 74-year-old, good for you. But every 74-year-old guy goes, man, I got a 24-year-old, how about that for me?
Shorty, you know when you got that cash, you ain't even got to ask.
We got singing.
It ain't tricking if you got it, baby.
So that, I don't think that has anything to do with it. What does that have to do with him? What does his North Carolina record this past year have anything to do with his Hall of Fame resume? Nothing.
That's true, but I look at a lot of guys who get snubbed on Hall of Fames, and whether it takes a long time, whether it takes 12 years, 6 years, 4 years, 3 years in case of T.O. Like, you look at these guys that take a while, and they all had something that you could point to, and that the NFL rubbed them the wrong way, which is total BS. With T.O., they didn't like the antics. They didn't like the sitting in the driveway during the whole Eagle fiasco, whatever it was. You look at Chris Carter. Chris Carter had better hands than Jerry Rice. Jerry Rice is my favorite player that got me into the game. Better hands, 140 touchdowns, a whole 9 yards. They made him wait 6 years. You know why? Why did he leave the Philadelphia Eagles in the 80s? Dick Vermeil told him, he said, look, son, you got some ways about you. We're going to cut you. We're going to let you go and let you figure it out. He was in the drugs. He was in the drugs, most notably, so it's tough.
So these are some of your notable NFL Hall of Fame first ballot snubs. The top 3 I get. Ken Anderson, I don't. Devin Hester, I don't. Kevin Green, yeah.
Hey,
Kurt Warner, it's debatable. Okay.
Devin Hester was electric.
Yeah, Devin Hester, Kevin Green, Antonio Gates, Carter, and Owens for sure. Ken Anderson, I threw in there just to have some fun. The Warner was just more so experimental, see what the rock and roll is. I mean, Kurt did his thing though. for that 5-year period. It was a short period. Ken Anderson, elite quarterback for a while, couldn't get wins, but what else is new in that era when you're playing against Montana and the defense of the Lawrence Taylor and those guys. But, yeah, look at those guys. Like Chris Carter, 160 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Like 160, like Tonio Gates. You say it's about – they give you criteria, making a Hall of Fame first ballot. You need to be the best in your decade at some point. You need to have the stats. You need to be consistent. Tonio Gates finished as all-time leader in touchdowns, and second in receptions. And he had to wait a year. Why did he have to wait a year?
Do you think voters should be exposed on what they did vote or who they did vote for? Do you think there should be accountability in that regard?
I like the mystique of it. I mean, you never had that. It never was that way, so I don't think you need to do that now. But what I will say is this. If you're going to not talk, I don't need some people coming out and saying, well, I voted for him. Because it's 50. I don't need Jimmy Johnson lobbying talking about, well, I cheated and we cheated and this cheated, so he should be in too. I don't need you talking about who you voted for, because what's going to happen is people are going to start counting. And you're going to start counting. And if we get to 50 and 50 people say I voted for him, well, now somebody's lying.
Right.
Or you get to 39 and you actually get the –
Well, if I ask a writer, Dave Burkett is in charge of Detroit. He gets the Detroit vote.
Yeah.
Okay.
As you should.
And I think that's respectable, and that's probably the right thing. If we had him on the Braylon Edwards show and we asked him and he said, I would have no problem with that, right? Okay. So if he said that he voted for him, sure, I got no issue with that. I don't know why it should bother us if any of the voters came out and said they actually did. They just better make sure they did vote for it. So if Bill Polian's coming out and saying, this is blasphemy, I did vote for him, you better make sure. I mean,
that's the other thing about Bill Polian. Did you hear what he said?
Yeah.
Talking about something. I know I voted for this guy. I don't know. He said, I don't know if I voted for Bill Belichick. Yeah. How can you run down me exactly what the new voting system is in terms of who can get in, how you have to get in, the 6 people that you pick? How can you run through all this, Bill Polian? And then when I asked you who you voted for 2 weeks ago, you cannot remember? Yeah. I didn't ask you what you had for dinner 2 weeks ago.
Right.
I said, who'd you vote for?
Yes. That should be obvious. You should know exactly who you voted for. Right.
100%.
And by you taking that tack,
Robert Kraft,
tells you an awful lot, right? It tells you an awful lot. And by the way, I don't think either one of us are saying that Robert Kraft doesn't deserve to be in it.
No, he definitely
But if you're going to
deserves.
start talking about cheating, or you're going to talk about Bill Belichick as a 74-year-old dating a 24-year-old, last time I remember,
he'd be in the strip clubs.
Well, or in the massage parlor.
Yeah, I was getting there.
Yeah, getting there, right.
Ooh, Meek Mills.
I am going to test your knowledge on something when we come back. Yeah. The best quarterbacks to never win a Super Bowl. I'm going to give you that, and I want your opinion on it. We'll do that after Dr. Pearson Buddies.
Cam Newton, is he number one?
No.
Jared Goff, is he on the list?
Only in Stick's mind.
Man, tell me about it. Or sympathizer Neil Rue. Attention sports fans, don't miss expert injury insights from Dr. Jeff Pierce of Michigan Sports and Spine. You know I swear by him. I'm telling you, I had to hold Tim's STEM unit today that they allow me to take home so I can continue my therapy and make sure that my arm is the best and feels a lot better. Catch him on Big D Energies on Tuesdays, as well as the Braylon Edwards Show with Shep, Kool-Aid, and Cam on Thursdays. Trust the guy we trust, and that is Dr. Jeff Pierce.
The Super Bowl is a little bit more than a week away, and a lot of you have have Super Bowl parties. In order to do that, the best way to handle that is through catering. Buddy's Pizza is the place to get your Super Bowl party catered. Their menu is packed with fan favorites, including their award-winning pizza, which is the original Detroit-style pizza. It's been around for 80 years. Signature salads, home-style pastas, and a whole lot more. If you use the promo code Woodward20, you're going to save 20% on your next catering order of $200 or more. So when you're ready for your Super Bowl bash, birthday bash, Halloween bash, it doesn't matter. Think Buddy's Catering. Think Buddy's Pizza. You won't be sorry.
Why do we fight? We fight to protect the innocent, to hold the powerful accountable, to bring the oppressors to justice. Why do we fight? We fight to secure and preserve our civil liberties, to get each and every one of our clients the justice they deserve, and to make the lives of real people just like you whole again. ThenFights.com.
Any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men and claim your throne for a king's treatment from one of our talented stylists. Open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Just get to a Lady Jane's today and receive a precision haircut, scalp massage, hot lather neck shave, and a hot towel treatment. A haircut should not be a chore. It should be an experience. And that's exactly what Lady Jane's has to offer. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins are always welcome. There's always a location near you. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
Like a frostbite straight from the divine. Cold rush on my skin feels so fine. Muscle freeze, the ache. No side effects, no mistake. Chill sub-zero. Icy and true. Feel the chill. It's all for you. It's not magic, just science play.
Is that an octopus in your pants, or are you just happy to see me? See what I did there? Go Red Wings! From Octopi experts, Woodward Sports. Head to woodwardsports.com and click on Shop. Get the latest in Detroit sports apparel and exclusive Woodward Sports gear. Woodwardsports.com can get the whole team outfitted. Love the Pistons, Red Wings, and Tigers? We got something for you, too. Shop online at woodwardsports.com.
Go. Black Rock Bar and Grill still a sizzle above the rest. Today is the day. The heavyweights will be there from 5 to 7 for the the third Black Rock Food Review.
Get your
also,
meat.
Tell you like this, they are debuting the Enforcer Cut 25-ounce ribeye for our man Darren McCarty. You know what time it is. Or the Enforcer Cut at your local Black Rock today. Go to blackrockrestaurants.com to find a location. And what you do is take a pic, buy the steak, take a picture, and then post it, and post hashtag BR Enforcer Cut as well as hashtag giveaway. You can win the chance to win the Darren McCarty signed jersey or 2 tickets to the Colorado Avalanche game versus the Detroit Red Wings on January 31st. The winner will be announced today, so you only have a little bit of time to post that state. You got to get humping. In fact, you should just go to Davidson and pull up on them. It might give you a better chance.
Come on into Birmingham or any of the 27 other locations of Lady Jane's, and that'll be dope for you because you'll be looking sweet, looking sharp, and looking handsome when you leave. It's Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, open 10 till 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. It is wicked awesome.
And we back.
Speaking of walking, Jim Schwartz might be walking away from Cleveland. Tom Pelissero reporting after the Browns, his words now, after the Browns informed DC Jim Schwartz this morning they were passing him over to hire Todd Monken as head coach. Schwartz was visibly upset, said goodbyes in the building, told the coaches he's not coming back. Sources tell the insiders. He is under contract as the defensive coordinator for Cleveland for another year. The Browns reportedly want to retain him, but his future remains unclear.
I'd be mad if I was Jim Schwartz too. Not that I didn't get the job, but that I lost the job to Todd Monken. I don't think Todd Monken is qualified to be the head coach for the Cleveland Browns as of right now. I'm not talking about qualified as it relates to being a coach in other places. Mm-hmm. He has had head coaching experience in the past. He also has had coordinating experience throughout the NFL, whether it's Tampa back in the day, whether it was where he currently is, the Baltimore Ravens. My thing is, they're giving him credit for what Lamar Jackson is, and that's just not the case. You look at what the offense was under Todd Monken this last year, not necessarily good. You look at what the offense was with Lamar Jackson before Todd Monken got there, the same as when Todd Monken was there. And then you go to Georgia. They brought up Georgia when you're talking about Todd Monken. Well, he was really good at Georgia. You see what he was able to do. He was able to do what? He was able to have an offense that was playing after the defense left the field. You know how many defensive players have been drafted by Georgia in the last, that span that he was there? You're not an average offensive coordinator when you're coordinating Georgia and Alabama back in that time period.
Look, the hire, if I were a Cleveland fan, neither one of us are, it wouldn't inspire me. It would not inspire me by any stretch,
True.
Okay? But, and I don't think he should get credit for Lamar Jackson either, but when do coaches get credit for how players play or improve, and when do coaches get criticized for how players play and get worse? So this year's offense cratered. It wasn't very good. We want to blame Todd Monken? Go right ahead. we're going to give Lamar Jackson the credit when he's really good, but when he's not good, we're going to blame it on Todd Monken. I don't think that's right.
I'm not giving him the credit for – I'm not decrediting him for Lamar Jackson not playing well this year in spades. I don't know how hurt Lamar Jackson was. I know that team was a mess, and if you want to blame that on Lamar, I think it's unfair, but fine. Lamar Jackson was Lamar Jackson before Todd Monken ever got there. He had an MVP. Legitimately, he came the last 9 games his rookie year, took that team to the playoffs that wasn't going to the playoffs. So Lamar didn't need Todd Monken to do what he does. And in my estimation of who Todd Monken isn't he the guy that forgot Derrick Henry even existed at times this year? Yeah. Oh, especially the playoffs last year. So I'm looking at those.
Cleveland, was it him or John Harbaugh? Because we heard people blaming John Harbaugh for that.
Well, people told me John Harbaugh was a competent coach, and I told you he wasn't. So if it's John Harbaugh,
but if we're going to blame John Harbaugh for not paying attention and giving the ball to Derrick Henry, which we did, and rightfully so, why are we blaming Todd Monken now? It can be both guys, you're saying.
You can blame both of them for all I care because they're both at fault. I don't think John Harbaugh is going to be good in terms of Super Bowls with the Giants, and I think Todd Monken is just an individual that is operating in spaces where he's not necessarily the reason why offenses are having that success. It wasn't that way in Georgia. It wasn't that way with the Baltimore Ravens last year. It just wasn't. So I'm looking at it from that standpoint. We're so fixated on offensive-minded coaches. We have to have an offensive-minded coach. We got to have a guy that's been the offensive. So now you hire Todd Monken because of what the Ravens and Lamar Jackson have done before you even got there. Then you tell me what he did at Georgia. That also is not what he did. Like when we watched you, it didn't necessarily look that good. So
in 2024, though, their offense was first in red zone touchdown percentage, rushing yards per game, and passer rating. Maybe it's not him, okay? But what is it that he had to do to get any credit? I don't know the answer to that. I'm just asking the question. I would, like I said, it doesn't move my needle. No. But if I'm Cleveland, I sure as hell don't want Jim Schwartz as my head coach either.
Create a system. Like, let me see something that you've created. You didn't create the Baltimore Ravens. They were that good before you got there. Like, you didn't create that at Georgia. You didn't create anything in Tampa. Like, when you were in Tampa creating your own thing for those 5 years, average at best. In fact, you finished below top 20 4 of those times, with the exception of 1 year. I think Jameis went 30 for 30, which we know 30 picks is a lot. Yeah. So show me creation. Show me where you created something and where I'm like, yo, this has his blueprint on it. Like Ben Johnson, I could point to the Detroit Lions for 2 years and say, hey, look, this has Ben Johnson's blueprint. I can point to certain situations, like, look at this blueprint. Look at Van
Even
Joseph.
Chicago, his first year.
100%. So it's like Joe Brady. It's like, oh, we're just going to hire Joe Brady and make him the guy because he's worked with Josh Allen and he's had this experience at Ole Miss and Penn State. And has it been anything special? Has he been anything different than what Josh Allen had before? In fact, a little bit less. Okay. Oh, that's right. You have James Cook.
Then what are you looking for? I mean, I'm asking that for fans in general. If you're not looking for a guy who's done it before and has been associated with an offense, in this case, both their offenses, that has had success, and we're not willing to give him credit for that success, what is it we want? Because we gave credit to Brian Flores for their success from Minnesota.
Defense.
Yeah.
Yes, because we've seen it. We saw what he did in Pittsburgh when he was hired after getting fired or after leaving Miami. We saw what that defense was in Miami. We saw what that defense was the Patriots. We see what that defense is in Minnesota. You see his blueprint on that defense. That team had no business beating the Detroit Lions this year. As bad as the Lions were, they had especially the first time, they had no business beating them. Not only did they beat them, Shepard, they embarrassed them.
Yeah, well, you picked it, so you should have expected it.
I did.
I know, that's what I said.
Yeah.
You picked it. You said they were going to win, so you shouldn't be too surprised. The best quarterback to never win a Super Bowl. I've got a 9-man list here, and I'd love to know how my list matches up with your list. All right? So let's play a little game here. Let's go with the best quarterbacks to never win a Super Bowl. Go ahead. Tell me some of the names that come to mind right away.
Man, okay.
Tough one?
No, it's not a tough one. I wish
Jared Goff.
I wish this would have been put in so I could have wrote out 9.
You don't have to write out 9. You could just give me a name or two.
Well,
how about
Marino's
that?
Obviously always the first one that comes up. Dan Marino, Warren Moon for me. It is what it is.
Yep. I got those two.
1, 2. This is why I like. Who do you have?
I had Dan Marino, Donovan.
Jim Kelly.
Jim Kelly.
That's 3.
Donovan McNabb.
Like that one.
Okay. I had Warren Moon.
It's his fault.
Yeah, it is.
Ooh.
It's his fault.
I had
I think.
Fran Tarkenton. That's way back in the day.
That's a good one.
All right. I had Matt Ryan.
I thought about that just now.
I had Steve McNair. I had Dan Fouts. And I had Philip Rivers.
If you're gonna go Steve McNair, and I love Steve McNair, obviously for obvious reasons, but if you're gonna go that, then I go Drew Bledsoe. Like if you're gonna put a guy like Steve McNair, that opens up more floodgates for the Drew Bledsoes.
It's Braylon's list. I'm not saying there's right answers. I'm just
thinking. You said Steve McNair. Like I look at somebody like him, he was really good in that 3-year span, but he had like an 8-year window.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know if that's long enough for me to say he's one not to have one. I need to go back and look who lost Super Bowls. Since that
well, you mentioned Jim Kelly.
He lost enough of them.
Yeah, he lost enough of them. I'm just wondering some of the names that might pop into your head.
Let me just see.
Because I started going,
who's playing right now that hasn't won one?
Who's the best quarterback right now who hasn't won a Super Bowl? It's a great question.
Oh, Philip Rivers.
Yeah.
Philip Rivers is another good name.
Yep. Who's the best quarterback not to win a Super Bowl right now? Is it Jared Goff? Think about it for just a moment. Is it Jared Goff? Is he the best quarterback not to have won a Super Bowl? It's not Brock Purdy.
I'm trying to look at the conference. Now I'm trying to look at the conference. Who's the older quarterbacks in the league?
I would say it's Dak Prescott or it's Jared Goff. Who am I missing? Oh, Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson, of course.
Yeah.
Those two guys. And probably Justin Herbert.
Burrow.
Burrow. Good one. Yep.
Yeah, but you know what's crazy? Like, I wouldn't put Josh Allen or Lamar in there right now.
Okay.
Oh,
because Lamar doesn't deserve it, and then Josh hasn't. They haven't gotten to the game. Like for whatever reason, you can blame whoever. They haven't gotten to the game, and they still got time. So right now, I like the Jared Goff one.
So neither is Dak, so I'd have to take him out because he hasn't been to the game yet either.
Yeah, but I guess
So I'm just trying to think of guys who are at a high level, but haven't gotten there yet. Somebody asked me this question last night.
Did you say Dan Fouts?
I did say Dan Fouts. So they said, give me the 9 on your list. So those are the 9 that I gave them. It took me a while to list it.
What about Boomer?
Randall Cunningham.
Oh, that's a good one. Boomer Esiason's a pretty good one. I don't think he's as good as some of the ones we've already mentioned, but it's like I said, there's no right or wrong answer here.
That was one of the only times I almost shed a tear for a football game, like that. And the what's his name? The Cordell Stewart Hail Mary.
Oh, Michael Westbrook.
Yeah, 100%. Who's from Detroit? Wanted to go to Michigan, but Michigan didn't recruit him.
Detroit Chadsey, right?
I digress. McKenzie or Chadsey?
I thought it was Chadsey, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, that one. And then I love Randy Moss and what he created in the NFL, like the super freak. So that 15 in 1 year. That joker, Gary Anderson, hadn't missed a field goal all season long.
Mm-hmm.
And the freaking commentator, it happens every single time. Gary Anderson lining up for a 46-yard field goal. Gary hasn't missed all season long. He's been, and it's wide left. I said, you son of a And then another Anderson hits a field goal, not Gary Morton. So, like, that one, I was so excited to see Randy Moss in the Super Bowl. Like, I had the jersey on and everything, man.
It's kind of how I felt about Devontae Adams this year.
It's like, come on.
Now 0-5 all time in conference championship games. There's certain guys I kind of root for him a little bit more than that. Anyway, it's something that maybe it starts a conversation with you a little bit later on. Jay Cutler, I would veto that one if that's all right with
please,
you.
Please, fast.
Let's get to some super chats.
Chicago Bears legend.
Yeah, Chicago Bears legend.
Jay Cuddy, man.
Well, you talk about it. You think about that for a minute. Certain things trigger my mind when it comes to the Lions not winning a Super Bowl or even playing for one. I think immediately to the Chicago Bears, who've won one in 1985. Mm-hmm. Braylon says one of the most overrated franchises, and I don't disagree with them. They had Jim McMahon at quarterback. Their quarterbacks historically stink.
Right.
Terrible. They really are. They're terrible quarterbacks. Detroit hasn't had great quarterbacks, but they've got better quarterbacks than the Chicago Bears, and yet the Bears have a Super Bowl, and the Lions don't.
Just thinking about the Chicago 85. Bears quarterback woes throughout history, they go 15-1, they win the Super Bowl, they come up with the Super Bowl shuffle, the whole 9 yards there. The Chicago Bears, they might have been better in '86, and then Jim McMahon, who we all say is not that good, gets hurt. Guess who they went to in the playoff? Doug freaking Flutie.
Is that who they went with?
They went
Why,
with
I don't know why I was thinking Vince Evans.
No, they went with Doug Flutie. And this
Okay.
is Doug.
Do you remember Vince Evans?
I do.
Number 8? Yeah, okay.
That's before Doug, went to. Oh, there's another one. Nah, he won. I was thinking another quarterback.
What quarterback?
Alex Smith. Nah, I'm messing with
Yeah,
you.
no. I actually think Alex Smith's a pretty good quarterback.
Well, that's when he got with Andy Reid.
Yeah.
And once again, it goes to where you go. When Alex Smith gets drafted and he's messing around with Mike Nolan, who we love, shout out to the Michigan Panthers, and then the next coach for him is Mike Singletary. It's just when you don't have competent individuals controlling a young mind trying to help him go along, but then when you get with Andy Reid, man, Alex Smith looked like something much different.
Yeah.
And he took that with him when he went to the Commanders because he looked good with the Washington football team until he got hurt.
He actually looked good in San Francisco, too. He did.
Oh, with Jim. Well, that's where Jim came in
with
once
Jim
again.
Right.
Competency.
Yep.
Yeah.
Kool-Aid, you got some super chats, my man?
Hey, we do have some super chats.
Super
Thank
chat.
you to the good people for being here today and supporting us. Go ahead and smash that like button if you haven't gotten the opportunity to. And if you have, thank you. But Randall Smalls, he wants to know with a $2 super chat if anyone is going to be at the watch party on Friday night. Hey, at Art and Jake's.
Art and Jake's, baby. I will not be there, unfortunately.
In East Lansing?
Nope, I will not be there.
I know what Spinny and Bomber are definitely going to get up there. That is their stomping grounds in East Lansing. But we're supposed to have a few more boots on the ground when it takes its shift towards Ann Arbor. So Randall Smalls,
yeah, I'll be there for Ann
definitely
Arbor.
stay tapped in.
I crack jokes, but East Lansing's always shown me love, like throughout the rivalry, like the sportsmanship, the competitive, whatever. Like East Lansing always been cool. Like I can go to East Lansing, have a good time, won't turn into a bleep show or anything like that. So shout out to East Lansing. I enjoy going up there, and I was reminded of that this past football season. I went up there for a couple events, and there was a lot of respect up there. Now that other school down south, hey, I'll pass.
Forget about it.
I believe the smack talking has it already begun, do you think? After both teams win last night, and it wasn't comfortable, both teams win last night, now suddenly you get Michigan and Michigan State Friday night. It's the first of 2 meetings between these two teams. They're going to meet at the very last game of the regular season. And, you had a player from Michigan said that this has been marked on my calendar for a long time. I'm 0-4 against them, so I'm super excited to change that.
Yeah, I wish
that was Namari Burnett.
Yeah, that's what happened with O State. O State got the running name off. Michigan beat the brakes off of them. But I hope it works for us in this. The conversation with Michigan State as it relates to basketball is much different than football. Like there's no respect in football, and maybe it'll get back to that. But there's ugly conversations online, people in person in public. That rivalry is just lost. It's off the rails. Basketball is a little more quiet, a little bit more respect, a little bit. You can have a conversation without people being diabolical. I just love that Michigan is in control of their rivalry over the past 10 or 12 years or so.
So this will be number 2.
And they're the basketball school, so
What is it? Number 2 against number 7. Depending on the poll you look at, it is the best 1-2 punch rivalry in the history of the series. The fact that both are rated that high. The second highest the highest before this year was in 2013. Michigan in February was ranked 5th in the country. Michigan State was ranked 8th in the nation, and I called that game. So this year, 2 and 7 is the highest these teams have been combined. I cannot wait for Friday. It's going to be phenomenal.
It's going to be a good kick your feet up. You know what I'm saying? Have a couple people over. Get you some. What you getting? A cruiser?
Yeah, get you some. Yeah,
get you
Sun Cruiser vodka iced teas. No doubt about it. Yeah. Order some takeout from either Buddy's or Black Rock, and you're good to go. Anybody else in the super chats?
Oh yeah, definitely, man. People were definitely supporting middle-aged sneaker chick. $5 super chat says, Shep with the impersonation of the black coach is top tier entertainment. I'm sorry, Bray was drinking water when I said that.
I don't know why.
I'll never forget that, man. My kids still talk about that today. Hey, boy. Where'd I catch you at?
Hey, man, where'd I catch you?
Yeah.
Hey, Freddie Felt 313.
Hose.
Got the hose.
Nobody throw my boys out like that. Nobody. all the kids are around like, that's right. That's right. Yeah.
I love that, man. Hey, look, that's how I found myself actually second team all downriver for baseball was Steels, man. Steels.
Were you really?
Steels.
You were lightning on the base pass.
That's what it was. Couldn't hit much to start the season. Found a way about halfway through.
Did you start getting a little bit lower like Pete Rose, or shrink the zone like Ricky Henderson did, and get on board and then just start stealing bases left and right?
Yeah. And they would put me on like later in the games, and they would tell me, man, just go take 2, 3 bases, just rock with it. I'm like, for real? They're like, yeah, you're fast, man.
That's literally the green light.
Yep,
isn't it?
That was it.
I love that.
And they knew when I was on the base, the pitchers be all looking around. I'm like, gotcha.
Yeah, we know he's doing.
Oh yeah,
can't stop him
in their head. There you go.
Freddie Felt though. He says, Shep, your thoughts on Pete Rose posthumously in the Hall of Fame?
Yeah, look, I think he's one of the great. I think he's, first of all, one of the most underrated players of all time. I've said this for a long time. I think Hank Aaron and Pete Rose are two of the most underrated players of all time. But every time you walk into a clubhouse door, and I've done it hundreds of times in my life, anytime you walk through a clubhouse door, there's a massive sign that says you cannot do this. And he did it. And he did it knowingly. And at some point, someone's got to take a stand over something. So as much as I would like to see him in, when you do that and you blatantly do it and lie about it more than once, I don't see how you can get him in.
If that's the case, then they need to stop. They need to stop that for everybody. Then, because there's a lot of guys that got to the Hall of Fame that were also doing things that were illegal.
Like I said, when you walk through a clubhouse door, it smacks you in the face that you cannot do this. Yeah. This is not taking greenies, okay? All right? Greenies, there might have been shouldn't do that. Shh. This is on the door. Every time you walk through it, he saw it. He didn't have to read it, but he knew what it said.
What about anabolic steroids? Aren't they on the wall as well?
I don't think that is on the that might be in the agreement, the players' agreement and the collective bargaining agreement. It's not on that door every single time. I don't want to get nitpicky here. No, I don't think that's necessarily either. I don't think that's right either. But for Pete Rose, it's hard for me to say that too. It is, because I think he's a phenomenal hitter. Talent-wise, he belongs there. We have to divide ourselves between what is ethical and what's not. I mean, who the hell are we, the ethical police, right? But when baseball makes that and you sign that agreement saying, I'm not going to do that, I understand those rules, when does it break down? It breaks down at that point. If we're not going to stand for anything, then just open it up and let everything take place. Okay? Don't give me any of the rules bullcrap. That's all. Go ahead.
Freddie Felt 199 Super Chat. I agree with this from Freddie. He says, put the GOAT in every Hall of Fame, dang it. Number one, go blue. He's talking about our guy Braylon.
Yeah.
College football and Big Ten.
Some things are just obvious.
For sure.
I don't.
Yeah.
I would like, obviously our voice doesn't carry. Yeah. He's not going to sit there and toot his own horn. I would love it if Michigan would do something on that behalf.
You guys talked about
but
campaigns.
I've been on that campaign forever. I've been on that campaign for 20 years for all of our teams. Do something about it. I've been on that campaign for 20 years about all our teams having their own Hall of Fame, and we don't have that, okay? We've got kids growing up in this area. They don't know how good Antoine Jobert was. We've got kids in this area. They don't know how good Bill Freehand was.
Judge, boy.
Why don't they know that? You know why? Because if parents aren't telling them and trying to bore them with black and white film, what they're doing, or grainy film, what they're doing is they have to either A, read about it. They're not going to read about it because you're not just going to search the judge, right? Or you've got to have somebody passing along the information. Wouldn't it be great to have some place that actually gave you the information?
That place is here. You just gave me an idea. How about we highlight a couple players from the past, a little video, a little montage. We could talk about them maybe like once a week.
Okay.
We could do it like a Friday, like the last 15 minutes.
Like
Braylon's blast from the past.
And we can highlight some players and show you guys that was cooking with grease that didn't play in this area.
I'd love that.
I like that a lot. And
basketball, hockey, baseball,
whatever sport.
Football. Yeah. Track, lacrosse.
I like that a lot.
I like that.
Good for you.
Especially like when you were talking about Zeke and his handles and all that. It would be dope to actually show people because they hear things today. But I realized I don't know how many people are going back and actually looking at.
Well, he's my favorite Piston. But you know what? I think most people know him. How many people know Bob Lanier? How many people know Dave Bing?
The Big Bop.
How many people know George Yardley?
Talk about it.
How many people know Eric Money? Well, I'm going a little too far.
How many people know Vinny Johnson, really? Like, you talking about that the other day.
John Mengel. No, I'm just kidding.
And we got one more here from
Buddha.
Small.
How about John Long?
Hey,
Okay?
that's a good one.
Steady Eddie John Long.
Yeah.
Terry Tyler at UAD. Unless you go to UAD.
Brett Perriman.
Brett Perriman's a good one. Unless you go to UAD, how you know about Terry Tyler? Or Terry Durod?
I don't even
Terry Durod.
First of all, Terry Durod is the only dude that I know for a fact beat Larry Bird in horse.
Okay.
Like know the story, heard the story, and heard it from Celtics players as well. I never met Larry, so I couldn't ask him. Terry Durod could shoot the blood out the ball. There's that comment we talked about yesterday.
Right.
With the knee brace, with the little knee sleeve.
Yeah.
He and my dad used to hoop at St. Paul, St. Pete's. It was right next to Highland Park High School.
Okay.
That's where a lot of those guys used to go hoop.
All right.
So
man, we'll tap into your dad's knowledge a little bit.
No,
Durod. Shout out to Terry.
But if you don't know Terry Durod, sorry about the blast from the past.
No, that's a good one.
Cam's probably going, who the hell was that? If you go to UAD, you find that out.
Yeah.
If you don't, how are you supposed to know him?
Dick Vitale was over
So
there.
this is the stuff that I have asked for forever. I would plead with the new mayor. I mean, or any leaders downtown. Do me a favor. Give us some building that allows us to build it.
Yeah.
Give us a Detroit Sports Hall of Fame. Can we build a Detroit Sports Hall? I've got it in my mind. I've got a blueprint. I've talked to people about it. Can we do something like that, please?
You know the people you can get to invest in that too, because you're talking about bringing some heavyweights into that. That's
heavyweights. How about honoring Tommy Hearns and Hilmer Kenty and Joe Louis? How about doing that?
Hey, you preaching it? Randall Smalls, $2 super chat. He does believe that Tom Brady should get the same treatment as Bill Belichick, man. But I just wanted to get that one put into the show because I agree with you 100%, Shep. 100%. I think we have such a rich history that we talk about, but I feel like we can do a much better job at actually platforming that history.
I'll be honest with you. I get really pissed off about it. I do. I get pissed off about it. Because we always talk about this rich history, and we got this rich history of sports and everything, and all we do is pat ourselves on the back, and we don't do a damn thing about it.
And our guys stay. They do things in our communities.
No kidding.
Yeah. They start businesses.
And they're successful. Look at Vinny Johnson. What do we do about it as a city? Nothing.
People were surprised.
Oh, it's great. We got Comerica Park, and we got Little Caesars Arena, and we got Ford Field. You know, Shep, they're all 3 blocks within one another. Yeah, that's great. While people were here for the damn NFL draft, they could have all gone to the Detroit Sports Hall of Fame and learned stuff about it. What do we do? We don't do anything about it. We need to do something about it. I'm off my pedestal. We'll be back tomorrow, too. Sorry.
Looking for your daily sports fix? Look no further. Join Braylon Edwards, the University of Michigan legend.
Lofting it right corner of the end zone for Braylon, up in the air. Touchdown, Michigan!
And Shep.
Do you believe this comeback?
Your favorite sports commentator as they tackle the hottest topics in the world of sports. Catch the Braylon Edwards Show with Shep, Monday through Friday from 2 to 4 p.m. on the Woodward Sports Network. Get ready to laugh, learn, and love sports like never before.